right. So what's up, you guys? It's your Drive Home Podcast. I'm your Drive Home Podcast host, Ryan. Here with another quick episode, I guess. I got Joyce back here. Only this time... This time he is going to be on the interweb, and I'm trying to let him in. Unverified. What in the world? Come on, man. This stuff can never go smooth. Something went wrong. Something went horribly wrong. And the whole session just closed. So thank God I am recording with Manycam. Too funny, man. Yeah. This was kind of a spontaneous thing anyway, so my apologies for, whatever. I don't apologize for shit. How's that sound? I think that worked.
There we go.
All right, there we go. Finally.
Oh, geez.
Second time is always a charm.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yes.
What's up, man?
What's up, dude?
Oh, not too much. You're looking wild a little bit.
Yeah, my hair's all crazy. I've been dealing with the baby. So.
Yeah, I can see that.
Baby, you okay? I know.
Yeah, I just got.
Your mic sounds so good.
What's that?
I said your mic sounds so good.
Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm using this bass processor. It's legit. I love it. I was hoping you were gonna be in landscape mode for the video, but that's all right. Yeah, I think. Oh, there we go.
Oh, hey, cool.
Perfect. Because
awesome.
I am recording this, I think.
Oh Lord. Cool.
Yes, I am. So, yeah, I just started this up real quick while I was struggling to get it working, but yeah, back on the show. Mr. Cool. I feel like I should call you Joey now.
Yeah, that's
Joey
that's cool.
Joyce.
I'm cool with that.
So what's been going on since I last saw you? It was only a few weeks ago, but
got settled into the new house here, so you'll see me moving around for a minute. I'm gonna make a scrambled egg for Jolene really quick, if you're cool with that.
Oh, do it.
All right, cool. But yeah, I mean that's about it, man. Just getting settled into the new place and
nice.
Taking care of the little girl. So that's about it, man.
Awesome.
What's going on? How's work been doing?
Yeah, work is work, man. It's been I was off the past couple days. So, today I went back today, and I did reveal on the last episode that I just got COVID for the first time. I know no one gives a crap, but I it's a big deal to me, like everyone had their moment in the sun. Why don't I get my moment in the sun? All right, I got COVID. All right, I finally get to say it after all these years of not getting it.
I know, man. And it's good that you got it now after it's kind of like, I feel like the severity of COVID is really chilled out. And like with somebody like you that's had the kidney transplant, like not saying it's any less severe, but you got like, we have a lot more...
I'm more susceptible to that stuff. Yeah, it's...
Right, you're more susceptible to it, but we got a lot more things now to combat it than when COVID first revealed itself.
Right. I guess there's actually a medication called... I don't have the name in front of me, but...
AstraZeneca?
It looks like COVID. The word rhymes with COVID. Let me see. What was it? What'd you say it's called?
I was joking. There's a commercial for a prescription called AstraZeneca. It's being funny.
Where is it? Man, my friend, I was just talking to my friend Laura about it today because she was asking me where I've been. I was like, been sick, man. Just been sick. And she wants to come back over and do a podcast soon.
Oh,
So
Laura, yeah.
we were actually just talking about Taylor Swift. It was actually, no, we weren't talking about Taylor Swift. So she's in denial that she's a Swiftie. She's in denial of being a Swiftie. And I told her, I think you are. You're just in denial. And she's like,
Yeah.
no, they're way more extreme. They're way more extreme. And I'm like, I don't think so, because we weren't even talking about her. We were talking about an episode that I did with her brother. And at the very end, we mentioned Taylor Swift briefly. And I asked her, what'd you think of the episode? She's like, oh, whatever. I'll probably never listen to an episode. It was on my friend Jeremy's podcast. And she's like, I'll probably never listen to one of those episodes ever again. I'm like, what? So I'm like, that's all you got to say about the whole 2-hour episode that we did? Is that you didn't like our comments on her at the very end? We tricked you into listen to the whole thing? You're just upset now?
Man, Swifties are sensitive, A, and B, man, I don't know, dude. I don't know if I'm in a healthy enough place to talk about.
Right, I get it. You don't say no more, because my she was even saying my whole band. So I think I even told you about this. My whole band came over and we did a podcast, my old band from back in the day. And even our guitar player he lives in Memphis, he was in town. So we were all here. And my one friend, Josh, who's married to a Swiftie, he was very indifferent. He just had nothing to say. So I was like, yeah. And she mentioned it. I'm like, yeah, he was smart. He didn't say anything. I was the first sigh when it was brought up. And I was like, and your brother brought her up. So she's upset at this guy, my friend Jeremy, for talking about that. I'm like, about something that her brother brought up on our podcast. I'm like, dude, come on. And then I'm like, I get it. You guys are your own separate entity. Talking to you, it's me talking. This isn't me. This isn't me talking to you right now. This is not me talking to you right now. This is something else I'm talking to. That's exactly what. And she's like, no, I'm not a Swiftie. I'm like, yeah, you are, and you're in denial. So we're gonna have her on soon, and we're gonna iron that crap out. Sorry, I got the baby there, so I got to do virgin ears.
No, it's totally cool. I'm just making your eggs really quick, but apparently the dogs must have seen something.
Oh no, they smelt it.
They smelt it. They smelt the eggs, dude.
Oh, they're there.
Out there these dogs, man.
Oh, I want to see the dog. When you get a second.
Here. Yeah. The eggs are done, so
nice.
We can do this. We can do this, man.
I liked your technique on scrambling there.
Dude, I just thought eggs are the best thing to make, dude, because all right, guys, here we go. We got the
that's non-stick with the eggs real quick. Non-stick?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Now I just completely I don't know how to here. Pups. Yes. That's Sophie, Trixie, Alfie.
Oh man, you got yourself some dogs.
I'm just glad that a few of them are a little older now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we got Jolene. She's watching Miss Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Checking on her, making sure she's cool before I finish up the eggs and everything.
Mm-hmm.
But, dude, with Taylor Swift, man, and I know that this might be an unpopular opinion, and I've gotten razzed by a couple of my friends before.
Yeah.
But she's kind of gotten a little crazy, and
oh, that's a whole nother thing with the satanic stuff.
Yes, thank you for saying it before I said it.
But I'll say this though.
Okay.
Because I've seen those same posts, and I've seen the same type of church people post those things.
Yeah.
And they're very cherry picked. And
sure,
a lot of it's not like she's literally putting on a satanic, it depicts it like it is, but really it's just it's a show. This is a show, you know what I mean?
yeah.
I get that it has no place in really in it at all, but it's art, and I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, it's art, that's not what I mean by, you know what I mean? You gotta fight your battles with it, I guess. I don't know.
Pick your battles?
Pick your battles, maybe. That's what and that doesn't even make sense with that, but go ahead with what you were going to say, because I know where you're going with it.
that's where I was going with it, man. You're pretty spot on with it. But like, I think I don't know. Yeah, I guess much like a lot of things that you and I talk about, um, like with anything, you always kind of give me a fresh, different perspective on it.
Yeah.
So like, I don't mind kind of presenting how I feel about it, and then
Sure.
like getting your take on it.
Right.
It helps me to, like I said, look at it from a different perspective. But I mean, I wasn't like those videos, man, like where she was doing like the fire dance and they were wearing their little robes and everything, man. I don't know. Like, yeah, perception wise, you know what? And, we don't got to go, we went totally biblical on the last episode, so we don't have to go totally biblical.
Right.
But, you know, what's that Bible verse about even having the appearance
Of
sin,
evil.
right? Yeah, or of evil, yeah.
Right, I hear you. But then always the argument to that is she's not a Christian artist. She's just an artist that a lot of Christians seem, especially women, seem to gravitate towards. And that's always the argument right there. Like, it's not like if Justin Timberlake or whatever was doing that. Ooh.
Balanced diet for my baby.
Is that raspberries?
Raspberries and scrambled egg, yep. Protein and some
So
natural sugars.
how old is the baby?
Jolene is 9 months. She'll be 10 months on July 18th.
Wow, so they're eating eggs already.
Dude, and she only has like 2 teeth, man.
I guess I just have no idea. I thought babies, like all the way to a year, they're drinking formula. For like a whole year at least.
Thank God they're not, dude. You know how much formula is?
Yeah, I hear, yeah.
Let me I'll finish these raspberries and I'll show you how much a $35 what a $35 can of formula gets you in the off-brand.
Oh.
At least you get a little bit of a deal with the off-brand stuff, man. But we were buying the Similac 360. It's like Similac 360 sensitive care or whatever.
Yeah.
And that was $35, and it's about half the size of the off-brand stuff, man.
Jeez.
It's just kind of, they really get you when you're a parent, man.
Oh, sure.
They're like, hey.
Would Eminem say these GD food stamps don't buy diapers?
That's right, baby. Not today.
Yeah, that's sad. That is. But I will say, where I work, I've seen lots of programs where they got diapers. They're giving stuff away. But a lot of that goes to lower class people, formula, expired formula. I've seen it.
Dude,
Might have to cut that out.
The systems. No, you can whatever, dude. It's all good. I was gonna say though, dude, like it kind of stinks. Like we, just I don't know. I don't mind being a little open about it and stuff, but with like assistance and everything like that, like a guy like me. So we're a one income household essentially,
Mm-hmm.
and a guy like me, making a pretty reasonable living, but being the only one bringing in finances and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
There's very limited, because like health insurance is offered to me, because like I make a living and everything like that.
Yeah.
They're very selective, and not saying that I should get help or anything like that, but when you're spending almost $1,000 a month
Mm-hmm.
on health insurance for your family, then you got your mortgage and then you got your utilities and all that stuff. It's, I think everybody should get helped personally. Like, I mean, honestly, and like, I'm a fairly conservative dude.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. I'm all about universal health care, man, especially if it's like,
It's got like a thumbs up
like-
came across your screen for some reason.
yeah, because my thumbs went like this. So check it out. Here.
Is that why it did that?
Yeah, see how it does that? It's an Apple thing, I think.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know, dude. It's happened a second. Let me get Jolene.
That was intense. That was crazy. I was wondering
they do that, does it do the thumbs down too? Yay?
I don't
No?
know.
Or peace?
Wait,
Where's it
you're
at?
using an iPhone. I'm using a webcam.
Right.
I'm an idiot.
Hey.
Hey.
Say hi.
Hi.
Oh my goodness. I know.
Aw.
So shy. But yeah, dude. I mean, I think, I think like these social services and stuff like that, man, should be made available to everybody, even people that like are operating on one income, because it's like,
Yeah. Well, they
you know,
changed a lot of that during the pandemic. They were offering all types of stuff to everybody.
Yeah.
And then they had to slowly take it all back.
Yep.
Because, and I know, dude, where I work, I've seen stuff where people flip out because they've taken away something, and they'll be, you know, talking to the clerk, and they'll just flip out. I've seen, dig this, I've seen pastors in those places.
Oh wow.
Walk into those places. I'm running the metal detector, and they walk through, and I'm like, oh, Pastor so and so. You know, pastors don't make a whole lot of money, especially if you're, you know, just doing ministry. Like, he was one of those pastors that would go church to church, never really had a solid gig, if you will.
Right.
But he had a whole family that were all talented and he had two daughters who sang, a wife who sang, he played piano. They were like a whole show, basically. I hate to put it like that, but he would lead worship, and then, you know, his daughters would sing while he's playing piano. Then he'd go right from that to preaching, and they did that in multiple churches for years. And I saw this guy walk in for social services one day. I think he was a little embarrassed because he was standing around. He goes to the metal detector, then he beeps. I'm like, oh, I gotta wand this guy. I know this guy. I was like, you're good. I told my partner, I'm like, that guy's a pastor. He's good. I'd be very surprised. And then he got on his phone, and then he was like, oh, I guess I didn't have to come here, and he left. So I don't know what the situation was. He had two daughters, so I couldn't imagine, you know, raising two daughters, you know, while doing ministry, you know, and they're high maintenance too. So I know them. So I know them well. But yeah, man, I don't know what you want to talk about now. We kind of covered everything. What about the debate? Did you see that last night? Oh, man.
I did not watch it. I have plenty of friends that had debate watch parties. And,
yeah.
She's like looking at you hardcore, man.
Hey.
Did you watch the debate, Jolene? She's like all over this raspberries and eggs. Mm-hmm. But I didn't watch the debate, dude. I mean, I saw little bits and clips and everything like that, man. I'll tell you what, man. I don't know. Like, you know, without, like, I'm not trying to seem biased or anything like that, brother, but just like, you know, our president was kind of like, you know, seemingly like out of it for sure.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah. But hey, man.
It's
whatever.
There was a moment at the very beginning where he completely, you can almost feel it. Like he just, well, you definitely felt the pressure because you knew it was live, and it was live, right?
Yeah, oh yeah.
It had to be. And it was just, there was a moment, I forget what they were talking about, but it was early in the 2 hours and he was like completely, like, you know who Mitch McConnell is, the guy, that senator who just stepped down because he had those, dude, that's aphasia. That's what Bruce Willis has.
Yeah.
Yeah, you feel like you're just like a devastating feeling, and you're just, because my dad gets these moments every now and then, and his dad, my grandfather who passed a couple of years ago, he would have these seizures and stuff, and he wrecked his car once. Oh man, he was 86. Anyways, getting back to the debate though, yeah, sure. He definitely looked out of it. And that moment where he completely lost train of thought, and they were just like, you could tell like CNN was really helping him out. I hate to say that, but they were like, all right, former President Trump. They jumped right back when they could tell. Like, this is almost like senior abuse here. Like,
sure.
Because he's so, you could tell they pumped him full of something, and he's like barely standing.
You were talking about that on the one episode. I can't remember what you said, but like
with Laura, I think.
The children,
it was
something.
Adrenochrome.
Adrenochrome.
I don't want to talk about that in front of the baby now. Come on now.
No, it's okay.
You know what it is, right?
So, isn't it like babe? Isn't it like children adrenaline or something like that, or
I
like
hate to laugh, but yes, it's
pretty
the
much?
adrenal gland.
Oh my gosh.
And what's his name? I talked about this before. Yes, you heard it. Um, Jesus, Jim Caviezel.
Oh yeah,
I had
yeah.
to say Jesus before I could remember his name. Yeah,
Caviezel.
yeah, Jim Caviezel. He's very big about these adrenochrome fields that he claims that exist, and he's good friends with Mel Gibson.
Sure.
So they're both probably a little kooky. I don't know. But Mel Gibson, he's had his. But yeah, man, the whole debate. I felt like, and then Trump obviously didn't answer any actual questions that were asked. He would just go into a whole tangent and they're like, you didn't answer the question.
Right.
So, and I know you didn't watch it. So, but
Yeah, I'm
you didn't
sorry.
miss much. I was falling asleep near the second hour of it. I honestly I was falling asleep and waking up, and I felt like was I just dreaming that? Like, was I just dreaming what I just was witnessing on TV? Wow, man.
That reminds me of like, do you remember when that cat from the Buffalo Bills like collapsed on the field against the you remember that news story? I can't remember what the cat's name was, but he played for the Buffalo Bills and he had collapsed on the field during the Cincinnati Bengals game.
I don't.
At, gosh, I'll have to remember his name, but like I had fallen asleep watching that game and I had woke up and it was like the first quarter still. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
I got bad internet.
I got battery too low. Hang on one second.
Oh, no.
That's okay. That's what chargers are for.
Right.
Okay. Hang on one second.
That's what love is for.
That's right. Keep shining. I know, Joey. You can always count on me. All right, baby. All right, so I got the phone plugged in now. You'll start seeing participants' videos again because your battery is over 15% charged. Meanwhile,
that sucks. Meanwhile, we're just audio. Oh, there we go.
Okay. That's right, baby. But so anyways, this cat that plays for the Buffalo Bills, he like collapsed on the field. It was a really big news story. I really wish that I could remember his name. But like I had fallen asleep at like, somewhere in the first quarter, and then I woke up 2 hours later and it was still showing the first quarter, and I was like, is this like a dream? And it's because this guy like passed out on the field, so they essentially delayed the game, and then they ended up stopping the game altogether. And they never had a like a rematch or anything like that. But it was a really big game too. It was like
I think I do remember this vaguely.
Yeah, this was like back 2022, like January or February of 22.
Okay. I'm not a big football person, but I'm sure I heard it on Rover or someone.
Or 23, January of 23.
Okay. Was that is that rare for them to do a game like that, like on another day? Is that rare that they do something? Like, was that like the first time they've ever done something like that?
In that part of the season, it was like the end of the season. So like, that like there wasn't. It was like a week. It was like week 15 or 16 or something like that out of 17-week season. So like, yeah. So they wouldn't have ever been able to reschedule it,
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, but it was. I think it was actually for. I don't think it wasn't the AFC Championship, but like it definitely played a role in what the playoffs would look like for the NFL. Because both the Cincinnati Bengals and the Buffalo Bills were both in the AFC, so and they were like the top two teams I think that year. But anyways, it's neither here nor there. I just was thinking about it because you said you woke up like during the debate saying like, Jesus, this is a dream. It almost feels like kind of surreal.
Yeah.
Oh, baby. But
that's funny.
You know what I was thinking when we were talking about
the debate?
No, not when we were
That's
talking about.
that's all I can think about, man. Sorry.
We were. I was listening to that episode with you and Jeremy on it. You and
Mm.
Jeremy Demery, because I'm almost done catching up on all the Your Drive Home podcasts.
I know you burned through my content, man. My goodness.
That's all I listen to, man.
I know, but so let me ask you, while you're listening, are you working and it's just like on in the background? You have like AirPods in or something, or
I have my little wireless earpods in. Yep.
okay. And do you do? So I just bought those.
Yeah.
The pros. Do you have the pros?
I have the Jabra 85s actually. They're
What are those?
dude, they're a different. So Jabra's the brand. I know, baby. They're like a $200 like wireless earpods, man. They're really great quality.
They're not Apple.
I got them. They're not Apple. They're
Okay.
Jabra.
Okay.
But
they look like Apple. They're white, little white ones.
They're black. So they're black, and they like I said, they're an off-brand. I got them for a couple of Christmases ago. Ex-relative of mine was a Jabra salesperson and gave them to me, and I was like, oh well, these are cool, but I kind of have the Beats Flex, which are like they're wireless, but they have like that cable.
Oh, I
that wraps
hate that. Everyone used to have those. Man, that looks so bad. That's not a good look. Looks like you're on vacation or something.
What I did like about them is that people knew that I actually had headphones in, though. Like now when I'm walking around with these Jabras, they're talking to me as if I'm like listening, and I'm like, oh, hey, check it out. Like,
Right.
But what I was thinking about was that, like, you had Jeremy Demery on. I didn't know that he was in the band All Dinosaurs. That's actually a band that my friend Joe played drums in.
Okay.
So, like, that's kind of a small world type deal, but...
Yeah. They were signed to the same label as Anti-Flag, whatever they're on.
Yeah, dude, that's nuts, man.
Yeah.
But I was thinking...
Go ahead.
Oh, go on. No, you go ahead.
I was just listening to that episode that I did with my band. It was a two-parter. The first part was on his podcast, Not Weird, Just Homeschooled, and we were all there. One of us was there just like this through the web.
Yeah.
And that's why we did part 2 here on my show, all live in the flesh. But anyways, go ahead about Jeremy.
Oh, it wasn't necessarily about Jeremy, but it had me thinking, like, you guys were talking about these. Oh, Chris.
Easy.
You know what the part about having dogs is like they're on the floor and you don't see them, so you kind of like start tripping over them.
Are those three? All three of those are they the same dog? Were those all? I didn't get a good look at them.
They're all different dogs. So
okay.
Sophie is a beagle hound. Trixie is a senior golden retriever.
Okay.
And then Alfie is a terrier mix. You think that's good, baby?
So they were like all the same color. I thought they were all golden retrievers.
No. They're definitely not all golden retrievers. They'd all be better dogs if they were. But Sophie and Alfie are both mixes. Like Sophie is a beagle hound, and then Alfie's like a terrier mix of some sort.
Yeah,
he might be mixed with Great Dane actually, because he's a pretty tall dog for sure.
Yeah.
But either way, so about the Jeremy Demery thing. So it got me thinking about we should talk about really. Oh, it's okay, baby. About weird band stories, like things that happened to us, like band stories, like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Do you have any weird band stories?
Like from our band?
Or just in any band, like not even from our band, but from any band, like whether it be like you getting kicked out or.
Well, that was what was so cool was when we all met. It was like all this stuff started flooding back, all these memories and hanging out and sleeping in the same room together because it was the only room with air conditioning and little things like that you just forget about when you grow up.
Right.
And I think and I grew up with these guys, Josh, the two other guys in our band. Like our first album I shared on our episode was made in. Here, I'll show it right here.
Yeah, show me.
This was it, Supernatural Conspiracy.
My gosh. Look at that. So that is.
That was like our logo.
What is that?
This was recorded on a reel-to-reel in my parents' basement, old reel-to-reel.
Is that Watch It Burn, or what's the name of that band?
It's the same guys, but this was our first band. We had like a whole shout out section. Like, remember punk bands would do that? Thanks, shout out to all these bands we played with and toured with. And
oh, yeah.
we were trying to basically do what every other band was doing, like make an actual CD and artwork. Yeah. And I mean, it was legit, man. And we recorded it, and this was in 2000, the year 2000. I was 13. Yeah.
That's not. So what was the name of that band?
This was called Supernatural Conspiracy. We were a Christian rap rock, because that was what was popular at the time.
Right, POD,
Limp Bizkit. I mean, all of it. We were trying to sound like. And some of the songs were punk, believe it or not. Some of them went, because if you listen to old POD, they had some fast punk songs out of nowhere. Like, right. they'd be like hip hop and then punk. And I mean, that was just, at the time, I think that might have made them popular, because like no one mixed genres like that, really. Yeah. And then Limp Bizkit, they were more like rap rock. POD, you know, about the same. Anyways, not to go into that, but I was in this band with these guys, different variations of bands with different people, but it was always us three. It would always end up where, you know, and then there were three. It was always our saying, because basically, like, at one point we had 5 members. We had a keyboard, 2 guitars, bass, drums. I couldn't believe we had 5 members in a band. Like, it was such a rare thing for us. So, yeah, right.
She's got. I'm gonna put her little Miss Rachel show on really quick. So give me just.
Yeah, dude.
1 second here.
Take your time, man. I edit these down, so you know.
Okay, good. That's perfect. All right, kiddo. So we can like edit when she's like, you know, crying and getting. She's a pretty agreeable baby, man. As long as she's not hungry or tired, dude, like she will be chill.
I'm just on my phone while you're.
Hey, do your thing, dude. I know, baby. I know. Dude, she gets so hype over this Miss Rachel gal.
Yeah, who is that?
So it's like this. Here, let me get the video pulled up. He's like it's like a very happy gal. She's probably like our age. She's married. She's Christian. Mm-hmm. And you know, does these like baby videos here.
Oh, okay. Oh, what is this on?
YouTube.
Oh, okay. All right.
Here we go. Here we go. All right. So hopefully you got this, Jolene, or what? Is it coming up? Wait around. Here.
Oh, wow.
That's her husband. Here, let's look at Jolene's face. She just is like...
She's transfixed on it. That's funny. So dude, how did she get hooked on that?
You know, Frankie was like, oh, I found this I don't know if she like saw it on TikTok or whatever, or what the case may be, but she had saw this you know, like a Miss Rachel video and was like, oh, Jolene really likes this, and I'm like, okay, cool. And you know, now it's like just what happens. Like we'll feed her bottle in the morning, and then when I feed her a bottle right before I leave for work, and then I put on Miss Rachel, and the rest is history. So,
wow, what a discovery!
It's pretty wild for sure. Can you hear me okay? Is my mic quality sound okay or
Oh yeah, dude. I'm running some heavy equipment, man. I got
far
Pro
out?
Tools going.
Cool.
It would sound honestly probably worse with AirPods. I hate when people pop on with their AirPods. So I wanted to go back to those real quick because I just bought a pair of actual AirPods
Okay.
and they changed my life, dude. I hate to say it, like they have they have so I'm practically deaf in one ear.
Yeah. Yes.
So they have this feature where I mean, so I had the original ones, the longer ones that like hung down like there's something about Mary, like it's a hair gel. So that's what it looked like. Those like what you know what I'm talking about? Well, the left one went out, and I always used a feature on there. It's this feature here. So you got your phone,
Hmm.
and you swipe up. Oh, come on! Don't look at my face. No, you swipe down. You see, they keep changing the stuff. I'm getting old, man. You know how you swipe down and you got this. Now, you know this little ear icon right there?
Yes.
I don't know if everyone has it. You might have to put it on there. You tap that and you have this menu that pops up. And in the menu, now I don't have them right in front of me, but there is a whole transparency setting where you can have music playing with those on, and then you can hear on the outside world basically where
Oh wow.
they're transparent. Now I have another pair that are transparent, but they're not loud enough. These ones have an actual like setting where you can raise the volume on them, lower the volume. It has a setting where like was it conversation awareness. So if someone starts talking to you or you even start talking, the music that you're listening to will go down and then come back up. Dude, it's pretty freaking amazing. They were $300, but worth every penny for me, dude. Game changer as far as hearing. I can actually hear. Like they're like because okay. So, anyways, I'm jumping ahead. The old ones had that feature, but it was like a half millisecond delay, and
Okay.
my left one, which is my good ear, went out. So I'm like, it just went out. It died. I had these since 2018. I had these for like 5 years. I still held on to them. They died. I took them to the Apple store and they're like, yeah, this thing, they tested it on a thing, whatever. They're like, listen, a new one's $70 to replace just the one earbud.
My gosh.
And I was like, and they're like, you can get the pros, which are the smaller ones that go in your ear all the way, which I don't like. I like the ones before because they just sat in your ear, They didn't completely close off your ear hole. You could kind of hear a little on the outside. But with that transparency on the pros, like I said, it gets rid of that. And not only, it's like a hearing aid, in all honesty. Like
Yeah.
you can hear it and then you can set it so that it's just, like if I put both of them, the way mine are set, if I put both of them in, it's complete silence. I have the, what's that called? The silent, do you have a setting on yours? It's like,
Yeah, it's called noise canceling,
noise
isn't it?
canceling. So I should know that. I got it on my mic here. So yeah, the noise canceling comes on, but if I take one out, then it's like the one or each, vice versa, either ear. It has that transparency, and then you can even like if you're listening to something, because I'm hard of hearing in my right ear, you can adjust which ear gets more volume. I mean,
Oh.
it's pretty on point, dude. It's worth to me $300. Puh, I'll buy another one once these go. I was thinking about buying just a second pair just to have them. Just
Yeah.
they are what I need. I need to get hearing aids, but in all honesty, like just using these as hearing aids, the only time I really need them is at work because people whisper and I'm like in a very quiet atmosphere, and it's like soundproof to the gills, man. Like all this soundproofing down here doesn't do it. Like they have the courtrooms and everything. It's these panels are all soundproofing. It's actual soundproofing material throughout like the whole floor.
Oh
So
wow.
it's quiet up there, and people come up there and they whisper because they're like, "Oh, I'm in a court." You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, please talk louder. I can't hear you. But you froze
Wait,
there.
1 second.
Yeah,
One
yeah,
second.
yeah.
I know. farm. Do I miss the farm? Here we go. Where's those pigs? What does the horse say, Ryan? Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Oh, nice. I thought of you today. You know what I got for dinner?
What's that?
Mr. Hero.
Oh, man, that's the best. Okay, I've done 2 episodes about Mr. Hero. I know you've heard him.
Yep.
I've been back since then, and I've had nothing but good experiences.
Same. They probably heard your episode.
Dude, I'm telling you, it was bad after bad experience, and you could tell that the people are different. It was always different people there, each and every time.
Yeah.
And I guess it was just the quality of people that they had working there. They just didn't know, they weren't trained well on how to make the sandwiches. I mean, that's an important thing, dude. And I gotta say, so this girl she's an older woman, and she goes to my church, and she always is tagging me in things. And I'm not interested. But anyways,
people do, yeah.
She tagged me in Firehouse Subs, had a free sub giveaway with your name. If your name is Ryan, or I think it was like Sierra or Sienna or something.
Oh, wow.
Then you get a free sub. So you just got to bring an ID. So I showed up. I'm like, sweet, free sub, right? You ever been there? Firehouse?
Maybe once in my life, yeah.
So me too, and it wasn't bad. I might actually be thinking of Penn Station. It's very similar to Penn Station, but
I went to the one in Strongsville over across 82 from South Park Mall.
Okay, this one's in Middleburg Heights, right by Southwest General. It's like right past Southwest, right there.
Okay.
Anyways, never been to this location before. This girl appears. I'm standing there waiting to order. There's no one there. This girl kind of comes out the back. Oh, I'm sorry. And I'm like, yeah, you guys have this thing, a free sub with any purchase. So I grabbed a bag of chips for like $1.50. And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, okay, here's my ID. Let me get the original meatball sub. You can't go wrong. Well, sometimes you can go wrong with meatball sub, but this, I'll just get a meatball sub. Kind of wish I got something else, but that's beside the point.
Right.
She's like, okay. And I'm like, oh, is that any size? She's like, oh, yeah. I'm like, wait, I think it's a medium, right? That's what I saw. Oh, is it? She had no idea. So anyways, I could have maybe got a large. But anyways, I ordered the sub, and I'm waiting for almost a half hour. I don't know what they were doing back there, because unless they had a bunch of online orders, that's probably what it was. And they have a counter that goes way up to here that you can't even see what they're doing back there. Like, you can see them because they're up higher. You can kind of see their heads, but you cannot see. So I got the meatball sub finally, and it was not great. I gotta say, there's not enough sauce on it, not enough cheese on it. The bread was so I let it chill for a second and then threw it in the microwave, and the bread was impossible to tear away. I took a bite and the whole bread came apart. The whole thing was, I had to almost eat it with a fork. It was terrible, man. Not a good sub sandwich. I could see why it was free. I don't know.
Yeah, they had to get rid of the bad bread, so they picked a common name like Ryan.
They do that every now and then. I don't know why, but I took advantage. It was a free sandwich, free meal, for $1.50. But I was not impressed, and I guess they're because when I was there, I'm there so long, looking at my phone, I'm waiting. I'm looking at their sandwich. The pictures look good, all of them. I'm like, I might come back here, I might come. That's what they're hoping. Not anymore. Not after that, dude. Give me a good sandwich, man. You know what I like? You go to the mall and they give you at Charlie's. They'll give you a sample. Oh sure. Man, that's all it takes to get you hooked, right? You get that sample of that Charlie's
teriyaki sub, man.
Dude, the chicken or I like the California chicken one is
Yeah,
good
that
too.
one's good.
With the
Yeah.
ranch. Oh, dude. Oh, if there was one by my house, I'd be in trouble. I'd be going there all the time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What did
Well,
you
I actually I went to the range the other day, and over on Brook Park and the 130th exit of 480, there is a drive through where the old Subway used to be on Brook Park Road and 130th. There is now a drive through Charlie's with a
Oh.
drive through. So
Oh.
I went there for dinner before the range, man. I left after work and I was like, man, I gotta get one of them three cheese bacon cheesesteak.
Ah, dude. I used to get when I was, when we talked about before, when I was a
Yep.
little fatty, still am, but when I was a little wider, I would get the smothered and covered French
Mhm.
fries with the
Oh,
cheese
yeah,
and the
dude.
bacon bits. Oh man. So
Got to.
one thing they used to do there, remember back at Northern Mall, they used to like throw their utensils in the air and they're
Oh
like,
yeah,
"Ah,"
yeah,
like making all this noise, and they don't do that anymore. They used
yeah.
to do it like a hibachi place.
I was gonna say hibachi Charlie's. Yeah, like
Was that? Yeah, it basically was. Yeah, and I guess I started seeing too many white people working there. Maybe that's why they got rid of it.
probably what happened. Yeah, the white people ruined it for
They really
everybody.
did. They ruined everything. So, yeah, man, Charlie. So, what did you get from Mr. Hero? Did you say?
Oh, I got the regular size Roman burger minus tomato. They
Hmm.
asked me if I wanted to make it a combo. I said no, but I would like some fries. So I got a regular fry with it with the cheese sauce. You got to get the cheese
You
sauce.
got to.
So
Well,
yeah, that was it, man.
see,
And it was delicious. This is Mr. Hero over on Middle Avenue in Elyria, Ohio. So
that's good.
right next
Yeah.
to Nook. So if you're looking for some urban apparel and quick something to eat, that's your plaza.
What was my grievance since you listened to it more recent than me? What was my main complaint
Dude,
with
it was the price, bro. You weren't cool with the price. You thought 8.99 got you like a combo, but it just got you the sandwich, man.
Well, there was an issue with that. There was a language barrier. I think I said maybe where
Yes.
I
Yeah.
said, "Can I get a number three?" And they just gave the number three was a combo.
Yeah.
And my thing was, do I gotta say and make it a combo, please? I said a number three, and I noticed this every time they'd have to look behind themselves to see. You should know
Yeah.
this if you're working there, dude. This is not
Right.
hard. You
Exactly.
got a sign that's lit, a nice one that changes, like a nice sign. I was just thinking of a Jack Black. A fucking sign. It says, I don't know.
This guy.
It says loser.
Oh my God, dude.
Anyways, yeah, I love Mr. Hero. I'm glad that they got their crap together.
Mhm.
And yeah, good times.
Yes, for sure.
I can talk food on here, man. I love it. I love food.
Insane. What was funny was like I was thinking today, I was like, because obviously, like being a one income household, like you don't you think of ways that you can save money, and obviously the biggest way to save money is not to eat out, right?
Right, right.
Well, the missus and our son went to a play tonight, so she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna do something simple for me and Franklin," and just like I was thinking, maybe you could just pick something up on the way home. So I was thinking today, man, it'd be so nice to just go out and get something to eat. And like she said that, and I was like, okay, I got her blessing. So what do I really want to get? And I was like, I want to get Mr. Hero. I haven't had that in a minute.
Nice, nice.
And
Man,
but
I couldn't imagine, and I'm happy for you and everything, but I couldn't
yeah,
imagine a life where I gotta ask for. I mean, I get it, I get it because you guys are single income, you got a family, you got mouths to feed. I get it, but it's just so different from my reality.
oh yeah, I bet. Well, we like we have probably, just to probably about we spend about $800 a month on groceries
Okay.
for all four of us for 4 weeks, like kind of averages out to about $200 a week. So like in my mind, like, I am kind of chintzy, I am kind of cheap. So in like my mind, like I think to myself, well, if I'm spending this much on like groceries, like that's it. Like that's what I'm gonna eat. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Because
I
it can
you
get
know what I gotta
crazy.
go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say it can get crazy, man. I mean, like, we've gone out as a family to eat and everything, and easily $100 to $120 for like one meal. You know what I mean? So after tip and everything. So
Yeah, yeah, going out. Even me, single income, but I got a house, I got a car, I got got to keep the lights on in here, got to keep the
yeah,
podcast going, and even with me, I've noticed I think I'm finally an adult because
yeah,
I recently. So what happened with me? So my grandfather, who's 96, he gets
right.
he gets benefits from the government, and he used to run a restaurant, so he won't eat. He's very picky with food, so
Okay.
he gets like all these meals on wheels prepared. They're almost like those companies like Freshly and those other companies, Factor. They have like they're basically TV dinners that you're buying, but they're
Sure.
a little
A
more
better,
upper crust
sure.
food. It's not like And anyways, he gets these from the government. He won't eat them, so I get them all. Dude, that's all I've been eating. It's just these TV dinners, which aren't bad. They're like, sometimes it's like chicken and potatoes with corn. It's a lot healthier than eating a sandwich and French fries, you know. And it won't be bad. It won't be great. But eventually you get sick of eating these. It's like prison food, man. It's just like mixed vegetables. You gotta throw some salt and pepper on them things. You hear me?
Yeah, you know what's the best part? The best part about that is that, like, with come on, guys, let's go outside. The best part about being in the situation that we're in is with Frankie being home. Like, she like home cooks meals
Nice.
like every night, and like makes my lunch every day. Like,
Yeah.
I'm very blessed.
Yeah,
But
dude. Yeah, and you feel a lot better when you eat like that. When you're eating home meals, you feel better
she
when
also
now you're outside.
changing up the scenery, man.
I lost audio though.
Oh no, can you hear me? Check one, check. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Check one, check. Okay. What I was gonna say is that she's the type of person, like, I'm the type of guy, like, you can literally feed me the same thing every day. I'll be fine with it. Like,
Really?
I do not, that does not bother me one bit. Like, I used to have like the same breakfast every day, the same lunch every day, and the only
Ooh.
thing that would change is whatever I would have for dinner.
Oh,
Um,
wow.
Frankie is not like that, so she purposefully and very intentionally makes different dinners every night. So we have a very, very wide variety of dinners. So the point being, though, is that it doesn't ever get boring. I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Yeah, you can hit a wall with fast food and stuff.
Yep.
And that's honestly how you should eat it. You shouldn't be going there. I used to go there all the time in my 20s, McDonald's, Taco Bell, and I lived in an area where it was like, hell, just a couple years ago, I was living in Lakewood, and there was a Dairy Queen right down the street from my apartment. I walked there every day and got a nice. My rationale was, I'm walking, I'm burning these calories off. You're not burning that many calories. It wasn't that far, man. Like, but dude, yeah, that's a game changer, and I've noticed that with me eating these like quote unquote TV dinners, is they're just they're healthier. I feel better. I've actually lost. I'm down to. I was like hovering around like 220 for like years, 219, 220, and right now I'm at 211, which is I have not seen in. Now a lot of that's because I was sick recently and I wasn't eating a lot, and I was down to like 208 actually, and I was like, wow, I'm down to 208 right now. Like the other day, I'm right back up to like 211, 212. But I mean, I'm trying to just keep eating clean. I just went for a walk. I just played the crap out of my drums, dude. I came down here and I played half of the Catalyst album.
Oh my gosh!
And all those fast songs, I was so tired. I was actually soaked in sweat when I was done.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's a
dude.
good.
That's what I love about these AirPods. Not to keep pitching these AirPods, but you can put that transparent. You can't even hear the drums. Like it's that silent. Like, and you can just hear the music.
Wow.
So good, man. Worth every penny. Can't say it enough.
Well, what was I gonna say? Yeah, you're only like 12 pounds away from the 100s, then, brother.
Dude,
That's
I know. I'm trying. I would love to. I would just want to be at 200. And I said this on other episodes. You probably heard me echo a lot of what I've said, but I just started setting realistic goals.
Yeah.
Like my goal obviously is like 185. Everyone said I want to be 185. Come on, you gotta set realistic goals. Like
That's it.
10 pounds. Get to that mark and then keep going. Don't treat
Right.
yourself too much, but you can treat yourself.
Yep.
At the same time, I just bought a 2 for $9 thing of Ruggles ice cream, so I'm gonna need prayer.
Hey, just the Lord is my portion. I shall not want, or whatever the Bible says.
Something like that.
Yeah, I'm just being funny. But no, that's wild, man. No, I believe in you. You can do it for sure.
Be
For
fat.
sure.
Be fat in the Lord. That used to be a joke back in the day in the church. There's a scripture that's.
Oh,
What's that say?
it says fall on your knees.
Fall on your knees. Yes.
Yeah.
That's
So
like.
what are you?
It's like a.
It's from Christmas.
I was gonna
It's
say that's a Christmas decoration, man. Just kidding.
good all year round. That's what I say.
That is true. That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, I really need to take advantage of the nice weather that we've had lately.
Mhm.
And I went for a walk and just keep that going. And then when winter hits, I need to hit my corner over here. I need to hit
Workout corner.
hit the actual, do something. Don't sit here. It's really easy to come here and do a podcast and go to work the next day. And you know what I mean? It's really easy to come home and eat and watch TV and do nothing. But man, where I work right now, I do have a bit of a walk from where I park to my building and then going all the way up to the 17th floor and then coming back and down. Dude, that alone, I've noticed I've like upped my stamina a little bit. I feel a little like last year I was working right next to a building that I was working. My parking lot was like right there. I parked there, came in and just plopped myself down and sat there. It was like no effort at all. Now I'm like having to walk like probably about a quarter of a mile altogether because it's downtown, man. I'm huffing it. I got to be on time. So I think just that alone has helped me just get a little tighter,
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, man, got to look out for yourself, especially like we're hitting 40 soon. So can you believe it?
Dude, it's nuts. I'll be 39 in December, dude. Oh my gosh, it's my dog.
Aw, I really want a dog, man. I would love to have a dog. I don't know how working 8 hours can they hold their bowels that long? 8 hours?
Man, I mean, Alfie, well, it's, again,
They
we're
gotta-
in a very different situation than most, like, people in 2024. Like, most people are operating out of a two-income household. Both people are working, so, like, Frankie's here all day. So, like, the dogs are let out pretty frequently. But
Yeah.
when she was working, the dogs would stay in their crates for 8-9 hours a day and not go to the bathroom until we got home, man. So
Man, I guess they kind of get used to it after a while. So when I was growing up, we had 2 dogs, and I would go to school, and I would obviously get home from school before my parents. So my job was always to let the dog out because he was like at the door waiting to go, like right at 3:00, and my parents didn't get home till like 5:00 or 5:30. So they really counted on me to let the dog out every single day.
to get home.
And sometimes I'd get home late or I'd be with my friends laughing and hanging out, goofing with my friends.
Get home and there's poop and pee on the
There
floor.
would be, then I'd have to clean it up because I knew I should have been home. And
Yeah.
that's so funny, man. I remember those years, my parents, like, I thought it was such a big deal that I got to be home alone for those 2 hours. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. I
for
just,
sure.
but then I like stuff like that I didn't love, having to clean up crap. But those were the best. I hated when my parents got home. There was a song by Minus the Bear. I think it's called Kyle's Robot or something. Totally not down with Rob's Alien or something like that. I'm totally not down with Rob's Alien, I think the song is called. Anyways, it was a weird song. Yeah, I don't know if that's the exact title, but that whole song is basically about that, being home before your parents get home, and I can do anything I want. And
that's on that compilation with like Tell That Mick He Just Made My List of Things to Do Today, right?
Yeah, man, it's so good. I love that album. They were like one of my favorite bands. I got the koozie right here, man.
Oh, nice. Very cool.
I got this at their show in Columbus, maybe in like 2012.
Wow.
So long ago,
My goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, they were great. It was at the I forget what it was called.
What's going on, baby? Hang on one sec. All right, one sec, Ryan. Sorry.
Oh, you're good, man.
Good girl for the past 20 minutes.
I'm just talking to let myself hear myself talk.
Yeah, well, that's what we're here for. Oh my goodness.
I wanted to talk a little more about the debates, if you don't mind, even though you didn't watch it.
Of course.
So they did this. They put a lot of stipulations on it this year. They had it so back in the day, and it's honestly kind of sad. Back in the day, you'd have like John Kerry and George Bush. They come out there, they shake hands. There was a live studio audience there. And then the pandemic hit, and no more audience. Maybe they had an audience, but they had masks, and there was only like a couple people.
Yeah.
And then now, no pandemic, no studio audience, gone.
Huh.
Also,
well, really quick, I thought weren't there people there because wasn't some guy like booing Joe Biden or whatever, or did I like hear a bad news story or something?
That doesn't sound right. There was no one there, but the two moderators. Well, maybe there was people there. Maybe the maintenance guy was in the back.
Ooh, you suck.
What movie was that where there was a cleaning guy? It was Austin Powers.
Oh,
One of the Austin Powers where he was like in college and there was a guy. He has like no teeth.
Oh my gosh. Dude.
Anyways, so maybe that happened. I don't know. All I know is they put all these stipulations on it. They had like 2 minutes to respond, 1 minute to answer a question, 2 minutes to respond, whatever. They were muting their mics in between questions.
Oh, wow.
Actually muting their mics. Like, once you're done talking, your mics fader down like this. I don't think you can hear the difference. But fader down. I probably shouldn't have done that because I'm recording. Crap.
Oh,
but
it's all cool.
They would turn...
Hey, I know this is crazy.
Yeah.
Are you able to keep that thought, and can we maybe take like a quick 5-10 minute break?
Yeah, you're cool, man. I'm just talking about the debate, man. It's yeah. Call me back.
You can keep going, and then what I can do is I can rejoin you in like 5-10 minutes.
Do that.
All right, that sounds good. I'm gonna exit the meeting. Keep talking.
Just stay on. Just stay on.
Okay.
Because I'm recording this session, so.
Okay, I'm gonna mute then. Okay.
Okay, there you go. So, anyways, he's not listening, so I'll talk all the crap I want about Joe. I'm just kidding. No, he probably did hear that. I can't hear him, but you can hear me. Yeah. So the debates, man, it was just a real crap show, and like I said, it looked like senior abuse with Joe Biden. Just man, and the whole thing. I hate to say it, and I commented this online, and people were just laughing hysterically. Ha 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 ha! So funny. Your comment is so funny, even though it's so true. It just is the truth that they did this mic muting thing because of Donald Trump. Because last time, and the past 2 times that he has debated people, he gets angry, he starts yelling, and then he starts like talking over them, and they don't get a chance to say anything. So because of him, he did that with Hillary, and he did that with Joe Biden 4 years ago. Because of him, And it's just a fact. Listen, I might vote for Donald Trump. I don't know. I don't care about either of these guys. But I'm just saying it's the literal fact that they changed it because of him. Because back in the day, when it was John Kerry and President George Bush, or if it was Bush versus Obama or whoever it was always civil. They always shook each other's hands and they were civil. And this time they go out there, they don't shake hands. They both are just talking crap about each other the entire time. Absolutely uncivil. Absolutely just sad. It's just sad. That was my comment exactly, verbatim. It's sad that it's become so divided that we can't even be civil towards each other and shake hands like gentlemen. This is if anything, that spoke more than anything they did. The fact that no one shook hands before or after spoke leaps and bounds more than anything that neither of those rambling two coots said. It was just, and I think it was almost like reflecting on society. How I saw a post the other day. This kid was like, well, it's blocking people season, or it's unfriending people season. You know, I know your boundaries. If I see a post, you're getting unfriended. You can unfollow people on Facebook. It's a thing, and you can still be friends. And if you say that, oh no, if I don't agree with them, why would I want to be their friend? Because it's one single issue that's being talked about, and that's it. And a lot of that actually was, now that I'm remembering, that was actually during Pride Month. It was about Pride Month because it was, man, let me tell you, like my aunt, every post that she made this month has been about Pride, taking back the rainbow. The rainbow belongs to Jesus. And stuff like that every post. And it's because she posts that, so she keeps seeing more of it in her algorithm. I tried telling her that, like, they show you the things that piss you off on purpose because they know it's going to get to you and you're going to start commenting. They do this on purpose. So it's like, it's just funny, man. And that's where we are in society is if you're not for me, you're against me. That's the mentality is if you're not for me, you are against me. And that not shaking of the hands, not actually performing like gentlemen, that's what I got out of that is we want more division. We want everyone to hate these. I think actually that may be what they wanted, but it's not what happened. If anything, you got a lot. I saw a lot of posts of, let's get rid of both of these guys. This is a shit show. Like, this is terrible. And man, it was so sad. It's so sad to see. And I guess that's about all I got to say about that. I don't know if I want to watch. I thought it was going to be funny. Like last time, it was very him talking over the mic, but they solved all those issues by turning the mic off. Trump must have been coached by someone because he was a lot different this time. Maybe he's older. He's calmed down a little bit. I don't think so, but I think someone told him, hey, when they turn your mic off, don't keep talking. Don't seem like such a tyrant. We know you are. But just be cool, like the John Travolta movie. Yeah, and again, this is coming from someone who, for the most part of my life, I've voted Republican. So I think that Republicans are tired of seeing someone like him. I think Democrats are tired of seeing someone like Sleepy Joe. Both these guys, can we just get someone around the age of 50, maybe 60? That would be nice. Why is it always someone so ancient? And I think 4 years from now, unless Joe Biden loses, let's say Trump wins on January 6th or whenever that is. Hope that's right. If not, that's going to sound bad, but if Trump wins and he's president for the next 4 years, Joe Biden could technically run again in 2028, and he would be 84 years old. Now an 84-year-old running for president? No, absolutely not. That's senior abuse. You can't do that. So, he runs for president. Let's say Joe Biden runs for president again in 2024. I mean, yeah, well, he starts his process in 2024 2028, excuse me. And he's president all the way until 2032. By the time he resigns, he'll be 88 years old. So, I mean, dude, he's pushing 90 and president. I don't think that's going to happen. So what I'm getting at is, if Biden wins. He's president until he's getting deep in his 80s or 84. If Trump wins, he'll be president until he's a little bit in his 80s because he's 78, I think. 4 years from now, when they're both gone, because I doubt Joe's going to come back in 2028, we're going to have two different people that we probably right now look up to. Two people right now that Donald Trump used to be adored by the people. There was roasts of Donald Trump. Just like we loved to hate the Donald. Just like we not hated, but we did roasts on Bob Saget. We did roasts on Rob Lowe. Who's the most recent one? Tom Brady. These are people that we make fun of in the media, but they're sort of adored until they run for president. And then now they're president and we gotta hate them. So I'm not sitting here preaching for Donald Trump. I know that's what it sounds like because you just came back. But I'm just saying 4 years from now, I don't know if you heard what I was saying, Joe, but 4 years from now, whether Donald Trump wins and he does his last term, do you really think Joe Biden's going to run in 2028? He'll be 84 years old. And he'll be 88 by the time he resigns. Almost 90 years old. That's not going to happen. That can't happen. So all I'm saying is 4 years from now, whoever wins, we're going to have two new candidates that we don't even know. People that we probably look up to. Not look up to, but probably tolerate.
Right.
It might be another celebrity like they did with Trump, or, quote unquote celebrity. It might be, oh God, I hate to say it. It might be Kamala Harris. It could be AOC. I was just going to say, oh my God. I think it will be worse than what we got right now. So let's just be thankful that it's these guys and not, it's coming. 4 years from now is coming.
Right.
Unless the Lord tarries.
Sure.
Not to sound churchy, but.
No, I say that daily. I'm like, God, Jesus, can you just please come back already?
This would be the perfect time.
Yeah.
Right before that way we could spare so much war, so much heartache, so much devastation.
So many more Your Drive Home podcasts. I'm just
That'll be a thing of the past.
No, I'm just kidding around. I love it, dude. But you're right though, dude. I mean, like at the end of the day, like, we invest so much emotion into these people
immediately.
Yeah.
I saw posts immediately after the debates.
Oh yeah, dude. I saw them during.
During.
Was during, dude.
I tried. I almost posted something. I went, nope. Everyone else is doing. Don't be that person. Don't
be that guy.
Don't be that guy.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I mean, at the end of the day, in 4 years, is it really going to matter? I mean, because we're going to have completely different candidates in 4 years, man.
People that we can't even imagine. What if it's Elon Musk? Can you imagine if Elon Musk tried running for president in 4 years? And he might win. He might win.
The Rock had said he wanted to. I mean, like,
I would vote for The Rock, and I think he would win.
Yeah, he'd lay the smackdown if he were president,
Yeah, he would be great. He has no scandals. He is the cleanest guy. He works out all the time. He's like obviously he's a steroid-ridden freak. No one can be that size. No one can be that.
He's got something going on to be that size. Yeah,
he is muscle on top of his muscle. I mean, he's huge.
One of the wrestlers actually said that he was a genetic. One of the wrestlers had claimed themselves to be a genetic freak of nature, and I'm trying to remember which wrestler that was.
Neanderthal.
A genetic freak of nature. So when you said that, I was like, I thought of that. Gosh, I'm gonna have to Google it. Thank God for smartphones.
Yeah.
Except when when they aren't being smart. So here's something that you couldn't do on the other thing that you can do video calls on, okay? We won't mention its name. Can you see my face right now or no?
Yeah.
And is it moving?
Yeah. Why?
Wow, that's cool. So you can see my face even though I'm currently not in
the app?
In the app, yeah, and you can see my face moving and everything.
It's just going by your camera. Yeah, that's sweet.
Scott Steiner. That's who he had this it became a viral video. It's known as I'm pretty sure it's known as Scott Steiner math. But he had essentially said, "I'm a genetic freak of nature." And this was back when he was in TNA, which was a different wrestling promotion. So he had TNA stands for Total Nonstop something or other. Even though other people might refer to it as something else, but it was Total Nonstop something or other, I believe. But he was a part of that, and maybe when you go to edit this, I'll send you a link to the actual video of the promo he cut.
I'll play a little bit.
Yeah, for sure, and then it'll make a little bit more sense. But so when you said that he nobody is can be that size, it made me think of that because Scott Steiner's a big dude too, especially when he cut that promo. So
what year was this?
This literally probably in the past 10 to 15 years. So 2010 to 2015, somewhere around there.
So this had to be before. I feel like a lot of wrestlers nowadays they're more cut. Back in the day, a lot of them they had these beer bellies still, but they had the huge shoulders and arms. But
the Legion of Doom, man, they looked like that, or the Bushwhackers, the tag teams, those two tag teams.
Okay, so if you're saying you're a genetic freak of nature, then you should be able to drink anything you want. Nothing. Those genetics are untouchable.
I forgot I muted myself because Frankie just got home. So
okay.
I'll probably take another 2 minutes really quick to just let her know what's going on.
Oh, sure.
And we can go back into the podcast.
Yeah, man.
All right. So speak on the whole genetic freak of nature thing.
All right, I'll try. Only thing I can say about that is you see a really hot girl. She might be a genetic freak of nature. I heard I can't take credit for that. I think it was Shane Gillis, a comedian, said that. You are actually a genetic freak. Get out of here. I don't know. I will say that my kind of revolving around or is it evolving? It's revolving. Sort of revolving around genetics, I guess. When it comes to The older you get, there are like many different proteins that change in your body. So, like, no matter what your genetics are or how good they are, the older you get, those genes will deteriorate. And I think by the age of 35 is like, they say like 1,800 different proteins, whatever that means, change in the human body. So when that happens, you go through some changes with your diet, with everything. Everything that you put in your body, it affects you. That being said, and I know I've talked about this before with my friend Chris, I'm almost 38 years old. Now, I grew up loving me some Chipotle. I love Chipotle. At least I did. And for many years I would eat it for lunch or whatever. I still go home and eat a full meal for dinner. And now it's more of like a dinner thing. So when I eat Chipotle now, it has a very negative effect on my body. It's pretty bad. So I'll spare Joe the details unless he can hear me. So no more Chipotle for this guy, dude. Listen. I just said on an episode the other day, I had COVID, so I took a couple days off from work. But it was like, I felt fine. Other than I was wanting like soup for a couple days and coffee for a couple days. I was hungry, man. I was just eating like hardly anything. I'm like, you know what sounds good? Some Chipotle. Let's go to Chipotle. I got an empty stomach. I've been like detoxing while I was sick for the past week. So Chipotle, I go and hit it up. I get the full, I just got the chicken rice bowl. I didn't even get the burrito because that's just a bunch of carbs and calories. It's like 1,100 calories just for the wrap alone. There used to be a website back in the day, chipotlelovers.com. It might be still a website, actually. I don't know. I'll look that up while I'm waiting. I don't see it. It's gone. This was back when it first became a thing. chipotlelovers.com. Oh, here it is. GoDaddy. Get this domain. I might bring it back. chipotlelover.com. See, can I share my screen real quick? Share. Let me just goof around with some things while I'm waiting. chipotlelover.com. Now on here, looks like I can buy this if I want to. I can buy this domain if I really wanted to. So anyways, yeah, it used to have a thing on here where you could see, like it had like a little thing where you could set up like how many calories is this? How many calories is that? Uh-oh. What's going on? I just lost Joe altogether. That sucks. So, anyways, thank God again I'm recording on here, over here. So anyways, back to this. chipotlelover.com. You could build your own burrito right there on the website and put this many calories, this many this, and it would show you how many calories you're taking. Dude, I can't eat Chipotle anymore. That's all I can say. That's just the long and short of it. I was sick for 3 days straight. And so enough about my stomach. I'm too old to be eating Chipotle. Bottom line. I was sick for days. So, speaking of COVID, I just got a text from my group chat at work, and my boss has COVID. So it's going around. So I want to talk about that a little bit. Where I work, apparently, to them, they feel the pandemic is over. So no more free time. They were giving away free time like hotcakes back in the day, and no more. That's just a thing of the past. So no more free time. I had COVID. Now my boss has COVID. Clearly, COVID is spreading at my workplace. So I can't believe that they're not offering anything. They said that they could put me on a sick list and I don't have to call in for 5 days in a row. And I'm like, okay. So I was like, do I get any free time for not coming in, or do I got to use my sick time? Because I only got like a couple days. And they're like, well, you can use your time, and once you're out, but you'll keep your job and you won't be AWOL or considered AWOL. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. So I just went back to work today, whatever. I mean, I feel all right. I think I'm on the up and up with it all finally, but I had COVID, and I hope I didn't get my boss COVID. I haven't seen my boss really. I saw her Monday this week. I was at work Monday and Tuesday. I was not close. Then Wednesday, Thursday, I was off, and today I came back. So super spreading it, man. They don't want people to, and you wear a mask, and someone actually had the audacity, someone who was coughing their head off, by the way, had the audacity to say, oh, are you sick? And I said, no, but I think everyone else is, implying you. Then that person conveniently called off the next day. So, well, I don't know where Joe is. I'm going to take a little break myself. So hang on. And we are back. It's been a while since I've said that. Man, just thinking about this show, like, been doing this 2 years. Can't believe it. I know it's not anything great or crazy, but it's fun. And I'm glad I've been doing a little more. The more I do it, the easier it seems to get it going. So I got some pizza here. Bought it at work. I don't want to spill it. I've seen so many videos of people showing off stuff to the camera, and then it just falls like a whole cake. Oh, come on, man. All for the clout chase. And it's going to be accompanied with buttermilk ranch. And there he is.
I am.
Joe's back. I was just showing off my pizza here.
Oh, nice, dude.
In my ranch of choice. Wendy's.
What is it? Ranch? Okay, cool.
Wendy's.
Wendy's ranch only.
Wendy's nuts gonna be. Oh, sorry.
Gosh.
Sorry. It's too easy.
You made it too easy.
No, man, I'm starving. So forgive me. I gotta eat a little something. I didn't. This is leftover pizza from work.
Pizza's good, man. Leftover pizza's the best, dude.
I just popped it in the air fryer.
I wish I had like a video stand like you do. I'm assuming you got one. I'm in the daddy cave, aka Joe zone, bro zone.
Nice.
Like, got like the couch.
Nice.
Yeah, man.
Oh, I got a TV.
Got our little record player over there with the records, the PV amp. That looks familiar, right?
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, dude. So
that's awesome.
Yeah, man. We out here. Sorry, had to get the daughter down for sleep.
Oh, you're all good, man. So is it
Mhm.
heated in there? Is it get cold or in the winter? Or is that
So
a new setup?
let me I wonder where the heck can you not I don't know. I'm trying to still figure this jazz out. Like um swap camera. There we go. All right, so you see right there,
Yeah.
that is a fireplace that does pump out heat for the winter. That's a fan, obviously. And we got a little fan right here on top of the fridge. So, so we what ideal. So we just moved in here on Memorial Day. The idea is that I want to put some insulation and drywall up on these
Nice.
frames,
Oh, okay. Okay.
then like kind of temperature regulate this room. So, but for now though, it's pretty cool. Like it's for the people that are here in the Cleveland, Ohio, and greater Cleveland area, probably somewhere in the 60s to 70s. So it's nice and comfy in here. Like I
Yeah.
could probably fall asleep out here and feel pretty good about it.
Dude, I was sleeping down here in my man cave the other last week. It was 90 degrees in my house.
Yeah, man. When the furnace went or the AC went out, yeah.
Hmm.
God bless you. I couldn't do it.
So a little update with that. As I eat on the show, whatever. Little ASMR.
Yeah.
Um, I ended up dishing out, man, $6,700 for a new furnace, brand new furnace. Everything works. It's updated. It's good to
Nice.
go. I look at it like I got this house at a reasonable price during the pandemic. I'll tell you, I closed at 119 on this house.
Oh, nice, dude. That's good.
So I figure, $7 grand for that. I got a new water heater, which was like $800. I mean, it's money, but it's all going to the house.
Your house probably right now, from what I know about it, I'd be willing to bet you have central air too, right?
Yeah, that's what wasn't working because of the furnace blower.
Dude, I think you're easily sitting pretty at like 150 on that house.
I looked up the price recently on what's that? What's it called? I can't.
Zillow?
Yeah, and I think it's at 156 or something.
There you go, man.
But the interest rate, I'm never gonna get anything like I got ever again, so I can't sell it. Where am I gonna get what? Unless
I'm
I
paying essentially 2 times my mortgage in this new house because the interest rate's at like 7%. The house I moved out of to move into this one was at like 3
yeah.
tops. So, hey man, Bidenomics, right?
Yeah, let's get back to the debate. No, I'm just joking. I was talking for a while about that when you left.
Genetic freak of nature. What did you say about that?
I said that sometimes really hot women can be considered genetic freaks.
Oh yeah.
And then I mean, I heard a comedian say that, so I'm ripping them off, but like you're a freak of nature. But anyways, I said that and I said something I went into something else. I can't remember. It's all recorded, so you'll catch it when I post it.
Yeah, for sure. And I got to send you that link too of Scott Steiner.
Hmm.
So Scott Steiner of the Steiner brothers, another famous tag team, Rick and Scott Steiner. Remember they used to come out in like wrestling unitards that were kind of like tie dye, and Rick Steiner would wear like a leather jacket with a dog collar. Do you remember that?
Man, I gotta say, wasn't a wrestling person.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It was actually banned in my house because of the girls and all the skimpiness. And I was not allowed to watch that. But my
I
mom would also watch like Days of Our Lives during the day, and it would be like so much sexual stuff. I remember one time my friends came over. We were all riding our bikes. This was probably like eighth grade or something. And me and some of my friends came over. They used to come over because my band, they would watch my band practice. So my mom would make us like food and stuff. And my mom was watching, this was summertime. My mom's watching Days of Our Lives. And then that guy, Victor, you know, his name was Victor. He was an older guy. It was actually Jennifer. It was John Aniston, Jennifer Aniston's dad.
okay.
He was on the show for years and years. And Victor has this like hot girl on him. Like, all right, so what's it going to be, Victor? And then my friend Andy's like, don't be an idiot. Come on, Victor, don't be an idiot. And I was like, oh, man. I couldn't believe that, though. Like, that was allowed in our household, but not like wrestling or anything like that. Like, come on.
Yeah, wrestling was pretty risque. I mean, it still is pretty risque. I mean, you know, I've been cautioned by certain you know,
Yeah.
spiritual influences in my life about watching it. I don't know, like I really appreciate the athleticism behind it and everything. So, you know, I don't know. I got the tattoo, man. So
That is awesome. Yeah, I've noticed that.
yeah. So
That's awesome. Yeah, I get it. But then I also think of like the whole, I was watching The Breakfast Club the other day and he's like, I have such a deep burning admiration for guys that roll on the ground with other guys. That's such a great movie. But
awesome.
you know, I get it, the athleticism and all that. I was never very athletic as a kid. I was always, you know, the butt of every joke, in all honesty. I never really was like, I wasn't into sports or anything like that. So that wasn't something like wrestling or anything. And we had actually Olmsted Falls, great wrestling team and great football team. I think they had a dynasty for years back in the day. And then I want to say like the early 2000s, they fell off. But when my cousin played football for Olmsted Falls Bulldogs, and I admire that, but it just isn't me, man. It just isn't me, you know?
My buddy Don, his boy actually wrestles and plays football for Olmsted Falls, and he's great, man. Must be a prodigy. But I have a funny story about wrestling. So I've obviously been sold out to wrestling since I was a wee little boy. And I remember in third grade, we were in a mixed class. They essentially combined two classes at Forest Elementary for third grade. So you had Mrs. Manning and Mrs. Kastner's class, but they were a combined class. And I had this report, like we had a book report that we were supposed to do like a presentation on and everything. And the book they were biographies. And the book that I picked was on Hulk Hogan, okay? So my presentation was essentially bringing in, do you remember the Mattel line of wrestling figures, like the little plastic ones that were about this big?
I had a couple of them for some reason.
Yeah, I was gonna say, but so like I essentially I brought my toy ring in with the toy figures, and I was like, yeah, so like you know, I'm not even like talking about the biography, like I'm talking about Hulk Hogan and his moves and stuff, and like, oh yeah, and Hulk Hogan does the leg drop, and like you know, I'm moving the figures like this in the ring and stuff. My teacher literally gave me an F for that presentation. She was like, you know, Joe, this has nothing to do with the biography you read about Hulk Hogan. And I'm like, but like, you know, it's wrestling. So what can you do, right?
What grade was this?
Third. And I got an F in third grade, dude.
Come on, man. Third grade. Maybe I just don't remember, but I feel like we weren't doing. I remember doing something like that in like a biography on someone in maybe sixth grade, not third grade. You're still so young. You're only like 8 or 7 years old or 8 years old. Come on, man.
Schools are crazy, man. Franklin was just in second grade this past year, and he had a project on the Comanche Indian tribe, dude. And like that was like graded pretty harshly. between a diorama he had to make and a presentation that he had to do. So I didn't know if that's because he's in a private school and they have higher expectations, but
Oh, hell yeah.
yeah.
What school would he be going to where you're at, if you don't mind
If,
saying?
if he was going publicly, he'd be going to Illyria. So we have him in a Christian school, though. I'd rather not,
Yeah.
disclose.
No,
But
good call, actually.
yeah,
Over there, yeah.
it really helped us out with the scholarship, so I'm not trying to irritate him or nothing. So
Yeah.
But no, they're. I mean, but dude, it's a high standard. I mean, but it's a great school. He's a
Mhm.
really smart kid, and I'd like to think it's because of what he's learning there and everything. So
Yeah. That's good, man.
But-
Yeah. The last episode I had on my band over here, they all got kids. So I'm just like silent for like half of it because they're talking about their kids for so long. And
yeah,
and we talked about my dad a little bit. So my dad was pretty rough on me growing up. Because his dad was the same, and his dad was the same, and so on and so on, I'm sure. And I don't know why I'm getting into this, but there was something in there when I was editing, because it was 3 hours long. I'm doing these podcasts that we're talking for hours. You go back, you're like, man, I don't even remember that. Like, you can only remember so much of what you're talking about with all these, with different people on here. And we talked about my dad. And, I'm trying to slam this pizza too fast. So we talked about my dad, and I don't know why I'm even going into this, but well, I guess the past couple episodes I've kind of talked about parenting. Like, I don't know anything about parenting, but the way my dad like raised me, I kind of feel like it was a little harsh. And my mom, in all honesty, like they were both very conservative and very I was very sheltered my whole life. So like when I finally got older and actually saw how the world was, and I mean, I went to Olmsted Falls, which was a very good school. It was also, I guess, kind of tying what you were saying. It was very challenging for me with attention deficit disorder and excuse me. And I did pretty good there. But when I went to Polaris Career Center in, I think it was my senior year, it was a little upper crust because it was in your career. Because I went for the academics too. They had academics there. So I took like forensic science instead of biology. Like it was weird. Like it was way different. And it was pretty like you had to be. I took summer school because I failed in 11th grade. I had to go to summer school at Polaris. They were very harsh. Yeah. It was not like Olmsted Falls or these other city schools. So I get what you mean there, but I don't know where I'm tying in this with my dad and everything. I don't even know why I brought him up, but I guess there was one thing that I mentioned when I saw recently, I was editing today, my dad, there was an incident with him when I was a kid. And it was so weird how like one of them, because I've known these guys forever, Josh, I mentioned them earlier, that I was in a band with. And so they know my dad, they know my family, they know me all very well. So they one of them brought up something from like my childhood and almost had like PTSD when they brought it up. Like I was just like, wow, I don't even like, I remember that. And then like, I kind of told the story on here, which I'm debating if I want to pull it from the episode or not. I'm thinking about it. I don't know. But the way that I described it even to this day was like not true. It was not true. When I really thought about it after that, I'm like, that wasn't what happened. Like that did not happen the way you described it. And you can go back. I'm not going to repeat what it was, but you can go back and watch it. Or I'm sure it'll be coming up soon for you as you're listening.
Sure.
Yeah. So, I guess like I don't even know where I'm going with this. I guess, and it has nothing to do with what we were talking about. But I guess sometimes you gotta like know, like there's a statute of limitations on some things. Is important because you might misremember something that didn't happen at all the way that it actually happened. It was weird. But I just wanted to bring that up on here. Like, I might pull it. I don't know. Maybe me talking about it helps, but
yeah,
I think it's important to consider. Like, I was a kid, and it was not what I thought and what they remembered. And what they remembered was different from what I even said. And like, it's so weird. You got to see it. It's weird. But yeah,
Are these
man.
fans too loud, by the way, or
What's that?
are the fans too loud in here? Do I need to turn them off? Or
I don't hear them.
Okay. Well, I want to kind of touch on that because I feel like I have an idea of where you're going with that, like with your dad and everything. And I will listen and I'll give you a better kind of synopsis after I listen to the episode. I'll message you on Facebook or whatever. But like, so a couple of different things I want to touch on with that, like with dads and everything. So like growing up, like my dad was kind of like the same way. Like, you know, I feel like he was maybe overly hard on me and everything. Maybe I misremembered things differently than how they actually happened. But it's made me, because of that background and growing up and everything, it's made me a lot more conscious of ways that I've kind of like raised Franklin and everything. Like there'll be some mornings where I'll go up there and before I even say good morning to him, I'll be like, hey, what are you doing? Like, you know, like we have a rule where like, you know, you don't play tablets or video games before 8 a.m. Okay, in the summertime. So like I'll see him like doing that. I'll be like, hey man, don't you remember the rule? Instead of saying like, hey buddy, like good morning, like, you know, I love you, how'd you sleep? You know what I mean? So it's one of those things where it's like you become conscious of those things where I've like had moments where I've sat back and I thought to myself, man, like, you know, I need to like be more aware of like what I'm doing and what I'm saying because I don't want Franklin growing up the same way that I grew up where I was thinking like, you know, wow, like, you know, gosh, that was pretty harsh or that like, you know, how about just like a good morning or how you doing, you know, or how'd you sleep, you know?
Yeah. Well, there's 3 avenues with that. There's good morning. How'd you sleep? He's on the tablet and he's not supposed to be, and you're just ignoring it. So now he knows that you got away with it. Or there's no good morning. Hey, what are you doing on that? A nice approach. Or the third one, what the hell are you doing on that? And that was what I got.
Yeah.
So there's 3 ways to do that, whatever way you want to go with it. I mean, I think you probably did the right way. And what I said on that episode was I don't think I would raise myself that way, that harshly. Like, it was way too much. And my mom's told me stories where, like, he's, like, been physical with her. And she's like, listen, I made way too much money to need you for anything. Like, my mom was a nurse and making a lot of money at that time. What do I need you for? Especially what she told him. And he never hit her again after that. But, well, I don't know if that was even it. I'm going to have to edit this one down, too.
Sure. Yeah.
But, yeah, dude, it is weird how you remember something and then you grow up and you're like, was it really that serious? Or was it, or you're even like this, my dad was my age, making decisions at my age right now. You know what I mean? Like, that's pretty heavy, too, to think about. Like, you know what I mean? You never think of your parents being young. But
No, that's true, man. And I've thought about that too. Like I've thought about like, man, dude, I don't know. We can have a whole episode about like, you know, daddy issues and everything. But like, you know, for me, again, I mean, me and my old man, we have a really great relationship now. It wasn't always like that, but you know, at the end of the day, like I think, you know, forgiveness and grace and mercy and all that kind of stuff really kind of helps.
Yeah.
Redevelop those relationships to a more healthier place, you know.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So.
Yeah, me and my dad are I mean, pretty good terms. He got to the point where he just didn't care anymore, and he went through like that was like probably right around his 40s. He was going through like a midlife crisis, and then he like started self-tanning all the time, like really dark self-tan. Yeah, because I was doing it the tanning thing. Remember the super beach tanning? They're still around, but it was new at the time, like the early 2000s. And he started going. He lost a bunch of weight. He got like he was losing his hair, so he got like hair plugs, and like all this stuff. got his teeth fixed with like a Visalign, like a lot of money he spent on. I mean, whatever. It was his money, but
Yeah.
he went through like a midlife crisis and really changed, and ever since then he's been pretty cool. And like I don't know, he didn't always he wasn't always like I don't know. Yeah, it's a long one, like you said. It's a whole episode, really.
Probably unload and unravel a whole bunch of crap like over a course of like 2 or 3 hours between the both of us on that. But hey, the NHL draft's on tonight, so that's cool.
Nice. Oh yeah, the hockey. I know you're all about that.
Dude, yeah, for sure. Hockey's cool, man.
I went to one game, and maybe two games in my life, and they were both free tickets. Actually, my earliest memory of going to a hockey game, it was the Lumberjacks
God, what a lucky dude.
at the Gund Arena, and I actually had a hockey puck that had the Lumberjacks logo on it. It might be somewhere around here because I have a bunch of stuff from when my parents moved. I found like my old Pee Wee Herman doll. I found my old Ghostbusters house. I have it all
Yeah.
down here, man. I might have that thing.
Sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying I might have that thing lying around somewhere.
My dad he had his own construction business growing up, and he worked on a job across the street from Chris Longo, who was one of Cleveland Lumberjack players.
Oh,
And
wow.
I was actually on the job site with him the one day, and my dad was like, "Hey, Chris, like, you got maybe like a little something for my son, like maybe give him an autograph or something." And he's like, "Oh, I'll do you one better." He gave me his game used hockey stick, and he signed it on the tape. I still have the hockey stick and everything, man.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I've been a hockey fan since I was like a little kid, man. So like,
Wow. Did you ever play
So-
hockey?
no, oh, it's an expensive sport to get into, man. I
Yeah.
mean, you're spending like $1,500 to $3,000 alone on equipment, even as a kid,
Mm.
and then you have to like update the equipment. Like the older you get, the bigger you get.
One of my best friends growing up in high school, he lived right behind me. First kid I ever smoked weed with when we were like teenagers, and he did hockey, and he had like his own setup in his front yard or in his driveway. He had a big driveway, and he had like the ball, like the setup where you can play with a ball or whatever.
Like street hockey, yeah.
And but man, I could never get in those skates. There's no way. I'd like break a leg.
Am I like glitching, or are we good?
Your audio cut out
I'm cutting in and out.
a little bit.
All right, I'm gonna switch to Wi-Fi really quick. Hang on. All right, so we're connecting you to the network. Check your network connection. Can you hear me now?
Oh, that's perfect. Loud and clear.
Okay, cool. I'm in my garage, so like I have the draft on right now on the TV. By the way, sorry.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
So like that's obviously it uses Wi-Fi to
Right.
to run everything. But anyways, so we were talking about hockey. Yeah, street hockey. So like with the rollerblades and stuff, dude. Yeah, man, we had rollerblades growing up and everything, and we went to the North Olmsted ice rink growing up and everything.
Yeah.
Dude, I can skate and I can rollerblade, but like man, like to do it to like be able to stop and stuff like that, man, it was very it was probably a sight to see, I'm sure. So but either way,
These people all have to be from like other like Siberian area. Like I'm sure like how many Americans are actually doing this other than, I mean, how many teams are there in the US? I know nothing about hockey.
I believe there's 32 maybe. So we'll go with all the state teams. So you have New York Islanders, New York Rangers, New Jersey Devils, Carolina Hurricanes, Nashville Predators, Chicago
The
Blackhawks,
Predators.
Columbus Blue
The
Jackets.
Blackhawks. Sorry.
Yeah, Florida Panthers, Tampa Bay Lightning, Dallas Stars, Colorado Avalanche, Washington Capitals.
Oh, you're cutting out.
The LA Kings. Oh no. Oh geez, can you hear me?
You,
Check
you,
one, check.
you had me at Blackhawks.
Oh yeah. So Chicago Blackhawks, Colorado Avalanche, Dallas Stars, Washington Capitals, you probably got about 15 or so American teams. Detroit Red Wings, I forgot them.
Why are these teams? I'm sorry, but there's so many innuendos with all these names. I mean, just being honest, dude. Red Wings, Blackhawks. What was the other one? There was another one I heard in there.
Detroit Red Wings.
I can't remember. It's like
Dallas Stars.
Tallywhackers.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry. That's what they sound like. Those type of names. Like.
Oh yes, the Indiana Tallywhackers. Anaheim Ducks. Remember the Ducks?
Oh, that's the best. What where are they at? Mighty Ducks.
Anaheim, and then Philadelphia Flyers, San Jose Sharks. These are all American teams.
Okay.
San Jose Sharks had the worst record in the league this year, so they had the first pick. And then you got all the Canadian teams. You got the Calgary Flames, the Ottawa Senators, the Vancouver Canucks, the Columbus Blue Jackets. We forgot them.
Eh?
Toronto Maple Leafs, Edmonton Oilers, Montreal Canadiens. There's got to be at least 30 teams in the league, I'd imagine.
Man, it's amazing because that's and then there's also skating, ice skating. It just amazes me that there's that many people out there doing that. I don't know. I guess I'm just so lazy, man. I have no desire to do anything like that at all. That's a lot of physical agility and work and strength, and you're training as a little kid basically. And he dropped out for a second.
No, I was gonna say just ride your bike, dude. Easy peasy.
Yep, I couldn't even, man. I could ride a bike, but not for long. I'm telling you, my lung capacity.
Yeah,
it's bad. Smoked for way too many years. So let me ask you, how did you get off smoking cigarettes?
I thought did we have this conversation on the last pod or no?
No, man. You mentioned it briefly when we were talking about that reel I made, and you mentioned that was your diet was coffee, cigarettes, whatever.
Oh yeah.
But we didn't actually get into it.
So I had went to a Motion City soundtrack show on January 2nd of 2020 at the House of Blues with a buddy of mine. And I had smoked 2 cigarettes on the way home, and I had a cigarette left in my pack, and I was backing into my garage, and I was like, God,
you may
I really think I don't. Yeah, I was like, I really don't think I want to smoke anymore. So after I have this last cigarette, God, just I was just praying essentially. I was like, don't let me have a craving or a temptation to want to have a cigarette and everything. And literally after that, I just never did. It's pretty, I mean, there's nothing fantastical. I mean, I drank a lot of coffee and that was about it, but
Yeah. I hate to even ask you questions about it because I don't want to be enabling or anything, but so
Dude.
maybe it's because I know you smoked a lot.
Oh yeah. Dude.
And I
a pack and a half a day.
Yeah, and I was a bum. I bummed a lot. So I bummed off you all the time. And I bummed off people at work. I learned it from working downtown and stuff. That's where I picked it up. I'm just being honest. And, you know, I was a young man. I'm like, oh, it's not a big deal. You know, everyone's chill. I didn't realize that. I'm stupid. Like 20 years old, bumming cigarettes off anybody. I didn't care what they were. And then one time, some older guy that I worked with, he started asking me for a cigarette, and I never had any. I'm like, oh, I guess I am kind of taking advantage of this guy. And he let me know that way. That you got a cigarette? Even though I knew he had cigarettes. And I'm like, oh, no, I never asked him again. But I was never the person. Well, I eventually started buying my own. I grew up and bought my own packs of cigarettes at probably like 25. And I don't even know how. I think because I wasn't really addicted to them. I used them socially. I used them when I would drink. I used them, you know, to this day. If I have a drink, I miss one. But it was always just for the social aspect of it, especially if other people were smoking. I would just start. Sure. I would just buy a pack. Like if I worked somewhere, I used to work in Youngstown in like the federal building doing security. And there was there was a company called VXI. They were like a telemarketer company, and they would be downstairs, up and down, smoking. This is before vaping, so everyone smoked. So I worked the smoking detail out by like a trash compactor. I started smoking again because I was out there talking with them. It's great socially. I hate to say that, but it is great socially. But I think because I was never actually like, oh man, I wake up, I crave a cigarette. Like, I never had that. It was easy for me to put it away. And when I got to the point where I was, like, coughing, like, black shit up, I was like, dude, no thank you. Like, I'm good. Like, it was more of, like, it wasn't really a thing that I missed. I do miss it to this day. Sure. Obviously, I'm chewing on these things, even though they don't want to sponsor me. But... yeah, actually, a lot of people have replaced cigarettes with, oh, I don't smoke, I vape. It's essentially the same thing. And you're inhaling nicotine vapor, which turns back into water, which puts water in your lungs, and that's why people are coughing and they can't breathe. They're killing themselves in a different way, in a new way that we don't have any knowledge on because it's brand new. It's still very new. It's only been around like 10 years or so. Like really popular. I remember like the blue e-cig, the first one that came out. I had one. Yes. You remember that?
Yep.
And that commercial. The guy's like, it's not a cigarette. It's vapor. Right.
He made smoking look cool, man.
Yeah, and he made vaping look cool, and that's what's not good. Is now everyone's vaping. You can buy them at any gas station. I know they're trying to ban them in some places, but I think it's gonna down the road. You're gonna have a lot of people with a lot of issues from vaping.
Oh yeah,
it's bad, man.
Yeah,
bad juju.
Bad juju, boo.
But I know you're getting tired, man. I can tell. You said that you're in bed early.
No, I'm actually. It's a Friday, man. No, it's not a school night. So, if you give me a minute, I just want to grab my charger so I can plug this in so we can chat for a little longer. If you're cool with that, unless you want to get going.
Let's keep going, man. Let's make this a 3-hour one.
Perfect. Let me get my charger really quick.
All right. So
what were we talking about? So, hang on a minute. So
I don't remember already.
We're talking about smoking and everything like that.
Oh yeah, vaping.
Vaping and all that stuff. Yeah, man. I just like, dude. I think we had talked about it either in Messenger or whatever, but it was like, to me, it was just like we had talked about it where it's like. You just kind of had to come to that point where you just didn't want to do it anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's the only way that you could really successfully do it was you just had to be done with it. You know what I mean?
You got to get it's not when they're sick of you, it's when you get sick of you. You know what? I'm not trying to be funny. I heard Bishop TD Jake say that and I was like, I felt the Holy Spirit on that. I'm not even joking. We say
Dude,
it takes when you get sick of you.
I don't care what anybody says about him. Like, I love TD Jakes. I miss two NHL teams, by the way. Vegas Golden Knights and the Minnesota Wild. I miss those two more American teams. But yeah, let me get my charger really quick, and then we can move on to the next point of conversation. So hang on 1 second.
All right, sweet.
Help us out here. Look at the
the scaffolding.
Yeah, the scaffolding or whatever. Yeah.
Whatever that even is. Scaffolding.
My team's got the pick now too, the Colorado Avalanche. So I'm gonna miss that. Hang on. Right back. Oh, yo, dude! I forgot another team, Ryan.
Oh no.
Dude, so Arizona Coyotes had expanded to Utah, and I only remember this because Colorado had traded their 24th round pick to the Utah Hockey Club. That's what they're going to be called now. And then the Seattle Kraken. Dude, but to be honest with you, what? So I missed like four hockey teams out of like 32. Come on.
That's a lot.
So yeah, I mean, that's pretty good to give the fans an idea, to give your fans an idea of how much I appreciate and know about hockey.
Yeah, that was very good. I couldn't name one or repeat one. It was a lot.
Oh crap, the Boston Bruins. Oh my God. They're all just going to come out now. All the teams I forgot about. So what's going on in the world of Ryan?
With who? What's going on with me?
Yeah, the world of Ryan.
Oh man, I'm out here, just find me on the streets. Man, I don't know. I'm out here hitting gutter balls. I don't know. I don't know, man. I told you about that girl that I met up with. She was the daughter of someone who works at WTAM.
Yes. Little Miss Famous.
Yeah. A C-list celebrity's child. Well, she wasn't a child. She was 30.
Right.
She was 29. So
You're an adult.
Full circle to this very beginning of this episode, I mentioned my friend Laura being a Swiftie, and she's in denial. That's not just a river in Egypt.
Yeah.
And we were talking about, along with that, her and I were talking about, I mentioned that this girl was like a Swiftie, like a big Swiftie. Really into Taylor Swift. Right. And she was telling me how there's different levels of craziness to it. Like, some of them will just burst out into song out of nowhere. It's almost like cult-like a little bit. And and she's like, yeah, I'm not a Swiftie. I'm not that crazy with it. And there are girls that are like that towards it. And this girl, I guess, was one of them because, like, she made it well known that she loves Taylor Swift, and her podcast revolves around Taylor Swift. Right. And because I think I told you she had a podcast.
Yeah, that's your inspiration.
And how I'm doing one on her. Anyways, I went out with her, man. We went to, guess where we went? Clementine's, Grand Pacific Junction, right in Olmsted Township, right there, or Olmsted Falls. I grew up right around there. I used to ride my bike there all the time when I was a kid. Oh, yeah. So I was like, yeah, there's a train. I don't know, man. She was like really just condescending and just kind of like, okay, so this is how she was towards everyone. We went into all those little shops. Hey, oh, I love your dress. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I just wanted to be like, just cut the crap. What are you doing? Like, what is this? It was so phony baloney. Like, there's no way that you act like this towards every stranger that you meet. And if you do, you need to be locked up in an insane asylum because you are nutty. Like, what is going on? So, I don't know. That was just bizarre. And the way she acted was bizarre. The whole time, it was awkward. So we both like have ADD. She was telling me about her ADD and stuff, and I was like, yeah, I was telling her about mine. And we talked about that, and yeah, I kind of figured like that alone probably made us incompatible. I don't think we would bode too well together. Like, I just don't see that working. Two people who have attention deficit disorders. I don't think that's a good mix. So I think that alone kind of put the kibosh on it. So I don't know. It was just weird, and I guess that's all in the life of me, man. Just out here going on dates and seeing what happens, and you know, I don't know. It is what it is, man. The girls at church are well, my church are few and far between. Right. It's mostly older people, so slim pickings there. Every now and then I'll get a DM from some woman. I think I told you, like, that older woman that tagged me in the Firehouse Subs thing. Firehouse Subs. I mean, some of these women are old enough to be my mom. Like, dude. So I don't know, man. Just gotta wait for the right one, I guess.
Gotta wait for the right one and the fertile myrtle, man. So you guys can have kids.
Yeah. So you know I had.
Oh, go on. What were you gonna say?
You were breaking up. So I don't even remember what I was.
What were you gonna say?
Oh, so you know how I had a kidney transplant and stuff.
Yeah. Man,
the more, like, there is a pretty, like, 50-50 chance that if I do have kids, they could have the same thing I had, which sucks. Oh. I mean, that's just any disease you get inherited from your, you know, people with high blood pressure, you know, they get that. So yeah, I don't know how wise it is for me to have kids. I've never really had a strong desire to have kids. I feel like I am a kid still, you know? Right. Yeah. Maybe, you know, if I have a girl, I'm in the clear because my mom actually has the same renal disease that I have, which for whatever reason, it doesn't affect women the way that it does men. I don't know what that is, but yeah, it's really a 50-50 chance, man. It's a crapshoot, you know, so yeah, maybe one day, who knows? Adoption, I've never even considered. I mean, especially since, like, I'm single. Not something I'm thinking about, obviously. That's just weird. Sure. It's just maybe if I find someone who has a kid, I've been open to, like, women that have kids at a certain age. Like, I kind of dated a girl back in 2016 who had a kid, and I met her when she was still pregnant. So she didn't even have the kid. So I, like, literally watched this kid grow up, his first like year of life or whatever. And I was like watching the kid and stuff. It'd be like not just me, but like over my parents' house or whatever. And right. Yeah, that was a whole thing, dude. That's a whole thing. I don't know if I ever told you about her. Oh my God.
I don't know if you did or not. To be
oh,
honest
dude. Yeah. So this girl, I don't talk about it too much.
Got away.
Yeah, dude. Well, she's a lesbian, so you know, yeah,
so she really got away.
Yeah, she's nutty, and I know she had when she was a teenager, something happened like in her youth group between her and like her youth pastor.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and the guy, I guess, went to jail over this. Now it wasn't just her. But yeah, and I know that like she had a lot of issues because of that. Probably why she doesn't trust men. I don't know how she got pregnant, but I know she was dating a guy for years and years, and she claimed it was his and it wasn't even his. Whatever. I don't know. She was a little nutty, dude. I met her in church though, of all places. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, she used to help out with urgency with the youth and all kinds of stuff back in the day.
God.
Huh?
Church of God or Assembly of God?
I don't know. This is with the same church I go to now, Cathedral of Life. I want to say they're Assemblies of God.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
I wanted to show you something, and I didn't know if you would remember it or not.
Oh yeah, please.
Hang on. Since this is like my hangout now. Right. Howdy. Here we go. You remember this bad boy?
Vaguely.
Purple guitar?
Was this your first acoustic or whatever?
Very first, yeah.
Wow. Did you take that to Dave's studio?
Maybe. Yeah, man. Dude. Let me tell you something about Illyria, okay? Fireworks start June 1st in Illyria.
What was that? You were
You hear
breaking
that?
up. Your microphone's too far away.
I know. Fireworks start June 1st in Illyria.
Okay.
So, my Joker neighbors cracking off fireworks.
Oh, I didn't
But
even
yeah.
hear him.
Oh, well, I thought you heard them. That's why I thought I was breaking up and everything. But,
No, when you get far from the mic, it's just they make little things. It's like a lapel thing that with a transmitter you can put on your phone, and you can have your phone over there, and it'll sound like direct audio, like you're talking into a microphone. I have one actually.
I have those beats, those beat flexes.
That works too. You put them in your ears, and if you're playing guitar, I've recorded notes on my guitar before on my phone, and I forgot that my headphones were connected, and like the whole thing recorded through those. Doesn't sound bad though for small of the microphone that they put in those things.
Let me care if I grab those really quick, just so that way if I want to set this here.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, give me just a sec.
All
Really
right.
Okay. Okay. Check one, check. Can you hear me?
Yeah, that sounds the best than anything else that you've had. That sounds
Wow. This is perfect. These are my Beats Flex that I was telling you about.
those are great. Yeah, they sound great.
Wow. Okay.
So I found a pair of those working somewhere one time, and I took them home. Actually, I put them aside, waited a couple days, no one came and got them, and I took them home, and they were Nicky's Beats. Oh fuck, what is that?
What? The guitar?
You could probably hear it through my headphones.
Yeah, there was like an electronic beat. Was that the theme song?
It was. That means that the show is over.
I wanted to. No, it's not over. Because I got to tell you something.
It's not
You gotta go-
over.
Right this time around. But no, I think you should play the the theme song that you did, the original theme song. I think that's what you got to play for each episode's the
Not the beat thing that I tried for this season.
right.
Yeah, it sucked. I was trying to do something different, and it sucked. And it's off time. There's some parts that are off time on it. It's not a good beat at all. I made it with my drum pad here, which I've talked about way too much. And
Yeah, what is that? Hang on, what's that?
it's just
Is that like
it's
the first
it's
open
E,
E?
C sharp, B sharp, I think. And then A. Very basic chords. So Tim wants to to do it live. Do
Do it live.
No, he wants to play it live before the show starts with instruments. I'm like, dude, he just wants to play guitar. Any excuse he can think of to play guitar on the show. He's done it once. He can think of anything he can to get to play music on. I told him, dude, let's make a theme song. Come over here on a Saturday. Yeah. We'll write a theme song. I'll put a drum part down. You just put a guitar. It'd be really easy. And like he always talks about it, but it never happens. There was
Was thinking of. Oh.
There was one episode, real quick, if you caught it, I don't know if you did, where it faded out with him. I purposely put it in here. He's going, when are we going to re-record that song? I purposely put it in there. Because I knew. I was like, I got to leave this in here just in case he hears it. Like, do you hear yourself? Like, he keeps saying, let's do it, then he never does it. Like, anyways, good.
I was like thinking of like lyrics out, but like I was thinking of that part. This is your drive home.
Oh, there you go. All right, a jingle.
So you could like make the melody to like to the.
Okay, I like that.
So like that's what I was thinking. But like I just couldn't think of the lyrics. Like I just couldn't think of what the words would be other than "This is your drive."
Yeah, I think just that, just some type of something swelling in, and then that almost like ABC, very simple, and just brings you right in. Because I even think like the other one that the one that you said I need to keep. I think it's too long. It's a little too long. Like, some of them, like even Rogan, not to compare this to that again, but even his is just a drum beat real fast, and then it just like fades out. And what he says, that Joe Rogan podcast, whatever he says, is all day.
Yeah. Dude, all day. I'd
train
be like,
all night.
I'd be like,
or train all night. Something all day. I don't know what he says.
I made a new theme song for you.
I like that.
Work, listen to your drive home.
I got my piano, man.
It's to the melody and chords of Reckless Love. Oh, you need a podcast, listen to it. This is your drive home. So I'm doing the E minor to the D, to the C, to the D.
I got it.
This is your drive home. Listen to the podcast. Oh, boy. Brian, you know what kills me is like we should have just like, and I told you this like in Messenger and everything. What we should have done was we should have like that song should have been. I don't think that mic's hot, bro.
You don't hear that?
I don't think the mic's. No, I don't hear that. Mic's not hot. The one you got on the speaker.
Damn. Sounds great in my headphones.
Plug it in.
Yeah.
Check one. Check. Dude, that's unfortunate.
I'm wondering if it's because. I'm wondering if it's because of the way I have it routed. It technically.
Yeah, I can't hear it.
It technically should be connected, and going through your. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so this mic is working.
Oh, excuse me. Here we go. Dude, I can't hear that. What the heck? I cannot hear that. What the heck is
Wow.
going on?
It's because this piano, the speaker on that side's blown out. Only speaker that's coming out of here is on the other side, unfortunately. So close.
I need a ghost. Dude, you brought up Brandon Lake in that one episode.
Yeah.
I like Brandon Lake, dude. He's good. You can do it. Swing that arm over.
It's like falling. Jeez. You hear that?
I'm hearing like a little beep, like when you do that. Do it. Yeah, it's like dun, 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 dun. Wow.
You
I
hear
hope
that
you
melody?
include this- I don't. I can't hear anything. Sing it for me. This is great radio.
There we go. Oh no.
This is your drive home. Yeah. Oh yeah.
The hell?
Oh, what the heck, bro?
I'm like determined for this to work. I'm very determined.
I'm like so glad that we got on to do this tonight.
Yeah.
I know we were like, you know, you weren't feeling too hot. I had Jolene. So like we had a couple of
A couple of what? I was gonna go to. I feel bad. I didn't go to Grayson's concert.
yeah, Dukes and Boots, baby.
Yeah, man. You know, it's out in Willoughby, and that was another thing I thought of. Like, it's way too far.
I was gonna message you, dude, because I listened to the end of that episode after you sent me that message, and I was like, dude, you were gonna go all the way to the east side to like see that show?
No.
Yeah. Sorry, Grayson.
You hear that?
No, I don't. What the heck?
I got the mic laying right on the speaker. And you can hear this, right? You can hear me talking?
Yeah, I can hear you talking.
Like in this microphone?
Yes.
Wow.
Weird. Maybe it's the frequency, man.
It must be. Especially with your earplugs in. I'm surprised you don't, or your headphones in. I'm surprised you don't hear it, but that sucks.
I have the beat flexes in, man.
There's a website, or there's a website or an app. I don't know. It's called Session Wire, and you can link everyone's Pro Tools session together, and you can record and play together through the internet, basically.
Wow.
It's very expensive. There's a program that my buddy Josh downloaded on here. It's called, I forget what it's called, but it's basically
Healthy.
it's like AI, voice AI.
Uh-huh.
It has built-in auto-tune for vocals. I mean, it has everything.
Wow.
And there's even theme songs in that thing that I could use if I wanted to. I'm just lazy.
We'll make a theme song.
Like there's all types of like stock music you can use, and I could honestly just grab something and use that as a theme, but I'd rather use something that I made.
Go potty, guys. Go potty. Dude, the dogs came out for their last potty of the evening.
Aww.
Sophie, go potty.
They don't know what to do. Go potty or take
They came into the
your affection.
yeah. They came into the daddy tape, the bro zone.
They're like, I gotta pee, but I'm getting petted.
Dude, I'm seeing you like try to work it. Let's.
I had to put that back. So yeah, what else is there to talk about?
Your drive home TikTok.
I sent you the TikTok. Oh, dude, no joke.
Mm-hmm.
I started uploading our video,
Okay.
and I like gave up halfway.
No,
I got distracted, and my Wi-Fi at work sucks.
Your work at the.
So speaking of work, I mentioned this on the break when you were gone. Just got a text from my boss. She has COVID.
Cool.
Yeah, so I think I had COVID. Or have it. I think I still have it, man. I'm still coughing. I still got like a slight, like deep croaking cough. Slight, very slight. Like it gets better every day. But I took all the antibiotics the doctor gave me. She gave me some medicine, which, dude, I was on some syrup last night, man. I took some syrup. I did a podcast by myself, and I felt like I was Lil Wayne up in here, man.
Oh, wow.
I was like, whoa. I knew I was stoned off of it when I started playing my drums.
Yikes.
Like I went out because this was early enough. It wasn't late, and I was like, ooh.
Sure.
I feel the groove, and I'm like, oh. It's like that scene in Tommy Boy where he's like, I'm stoned. You are too. Oh man, the nitrous oxide's leaking in the back.
Oh my gosh, dude! I remember that, dude.
Yeah.
That's your favorite movie, Tommy Boy.
No, that's Black Sheep, actually.
Oh well, you said it was Tom. You just said Tommy Boy.
Well, that's my favorite movie, but that scene I just reenacted was from Black Sheep. Different movie, same two actors. They should have just called it Tommy Boy 2.
Tommy Boy 2, yeah.
It should have been.
Podcast.
That's the name of this one right here, Tommy Boy Part 2.
Were you and your boss smooching? Is that why you guys both got COVID?
On Monday, I was at work with a mask on, and she wasn't near me, but she said hello. And she was on the same.
You pulled your mask on and you were like, "Hi,
how are you?" Like the Hawk 2 girl.
Oh my god!
Oh God, I'm not even gonna bring that up. Let me
Put
just.
on that thing. Oh, Alfie, come on, please. Mommy's calling you. Go. Go, 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 go. Talk to her.
God.
The only reason I know about it is because all the memes. I did not see the original video.
Oh no, I saw the full version, the 3-minute video.
Wow.
Yeah, and she's really not even in. Like her friend is being interviewed, and then she keeps popping in and out. You can tell that they had some drinks, and they were hanging out or whatever. And I hate the internet. I really do. They take anything and just run with it into the ground.
Yeah.
And how did that? Like, how do you get something to go viral like that?
I don't know. We got to figure that out.
It's almost like the gray and blue or the gray and white dress and the blue and black. Like, which one do you see? Do you see the humor in it? Or are you just freaking annoyed by it?
I saw black and blue, but then when I started saying the other color in my mind, the white and gold or whatever, then I started seeing white and gold. It was crazy.
Mine. I didn't say it. I just remember. I don't remember. Here's the thing. It's like the eclipse. We all saw it, but you only remember what you saw. You don't have any photos. You even remember when all the photos are coming out and you're like, that doesn't even look like what I saw. Like right away, everyone was like, it doesn't match what I saw. Not comparing it to the dress, but that memory slowly fades fast.
Like your mind's playing tricks on you.
Right. And what I saw was, I can't remember because that moment is gone. All I see are pictures of it, and it doesn't look like it did when I saw it. And it's just like the dress. When I first saw it, it was one color. It was black and blue for me. And then I was looking at it. My friend saw it first. I remember I was living over in Warren, Ohio. Terrible area. I was living in a house that these people let us live in that went to our church. Anyways, we were living in this house, and my friend's like, hey, my roommate's like, hey, look at this picture right here. I'm like, okay, look at it. Black and blue dress. He's like, no, it's white and gold. He said it. And I was like, oh, and then immediately it turned. It was like changing before my very eyes.
Right.
That's what I remember. But you can't reenact that, what you remember.
Right.
And that memory is just faded and faded. That was back in, believe it or not, like 2014. Like 10 years ago now.
Oh, wow.
Feels like it was just yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was 10 years ago. I was living in Warren. I was working for the movement out there. Man, that was a, I gotta say, not to get into church stuff, but that was one of my favorite times working for the movement. Dude, and then I also worked that smoking detail at the same time when I worked at that place. So I was working security part-time, and then I was working for the movement. It was so nice because we would have Saturday night service, Sunday morning service, and then we have the rest of the day. Oh, Sunday night was youth. So it was like all of it was out of the way. No youth in the middle. And then we had Monday off. So Monday I would work my security job. And then Tuesday we would have like a vision casting thing every Tuesday. I was on staff there. And I had to be in the room, and dude, all I heard was gossip the whole time. It was like me, the pastors, all the leaders, all the people that were involved, some people on the worship team that I guess were getting paid. I don't know. They were picking and choosing who they wanted to be on staff. I wasn't complaining because I was technically on staff. And eventually, like, they would just go on, and it wasn't really like, it was just kind of like, oh, we're going to do this, going to do that, going to do baptisms are coming up. And it was just so fast paced. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, when do we leave? And I had like my own office in the back, like a studio. So like they were trying to do their own record label. They were thinking way too big. Like at this time, like Pastor Doug, I love him, but he really had like this take on the world mentality. I'm going to start a new campus every year, new campus. We had a new campus every year on the dates. It was insane. And I was working for him. I had my own office, which was kind of like this, computer, drums. I was recording. We recorded like 2 singles. He sent me to recording school, paid for me to go to recording school out in Chillicothe. Wow. I lived out there for like 6 months. Came back home. Yeah. He did that with a few people. He sent one kid to California to learn how to play drums. He's like, I just need a drummer. And he sent someone to California, Hillsong, so they can learn drums. And he got really good. He came back and he did serve as a drummer and stuff. But then like I came along and I hate to say it, like he was okay. But I ended up playing drums a lot of the times. And dude, they had me teaching in their. They had a thing called.
You broke up or no? Oh no, I thought your phone broke up.
Oh no, apologies. I'm good on my side, but you weren't talking, so I can't tell. I do see that the video was getting kind of in and out, but it's not bad.
Okay.
But yeah, not to go in so heavy on my whole experience there, but I did have a good time living out there. I was young in my 20s. I didn't know any better. Working for this church. Like I said on our last episode, I think I was mentioning going out downtown Youngstown right after Sunday night. Like that wasn't right. We shouldn't have been doing that. And then Sunday morning, all hangover, going to church. And like it was just come as you are type of mentality. And it was like the beginning of that whole thing. And I don't know. I did have some good times, I gotta say. It was fun. I wouldn't take it back. But I think that what it was they put too many young people in charge. Like we were all like 23 years old. And our pastor was like 25. He was only a couple years older. Like, and he even said to me, he's like, I think some of these guys might be a little too young, so I want to put you on staff right away. Like I was the oldest person. Like they were like 19, 20 kids. And
Kids, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he was a kid too, technically. I mean, he just had a good idea. He was a good business person. He was doing what every other church was doing. And there was a lot of people that got hurt in the process. The guy that he partnered with, John Ramsey, eventually like they parted ways like for good. Like they're not friends. I know on Facebook they're not friends. They had a falling out. It was weird. And I really liked Pastor John. He was great. He some of my favorite, more down to the earth messages was from Pastor John, not Doug. Doug was very good. He knew the Bible very well. He went to Bible college. He like prided himself on getting kicked out of Bible college. I guess he was like screwing around with someone and put him in a chokehold and they passed out. Something like that happened. He got kicked out of his Bible college. So, yeah, I mean, he's a very aggressive, redheaded guy. I don't know if you've ever
like
met.
Mark Driscoll.
Yes, very aggressive.
Joking, though.
Yes, very take on the world mentality. And, you know, I think he's a great pastor. The church is now called Rust City Church. They changed their name for marketing reasons, I'm sure. You know, that the movement was almost known as like a cult because all the smaller churches around that area were like, oh, this new cult called the movement. They called us a cult. I mean, we were playing church songs. It was church. It wasn't like it was definitely probably maybe in hindsight something that other people were seeing that I wasn't seeing. Actually, now that I think of it, I mean, you look at some of these churches and like I just said, the stuff that was going on, I was showing up Sunday hungover from partying. Like, were we really doing the right thing? No, we were young and free. You know, Jesus already paid the price, so let me just do whatever. I mean, it was a very
movement, young and free.
Dude, it was wild. But then like some of the families had money. This girl Erin, her parents had like a in-ground pool, backyard. I mean, they would have us over on Sunday afternoon. So I spent every Sunday afternoon over there. Steak.
Sure.
Like they're cooking steaks for us and stuff. I mean, dude, I was living high off the hog. I mean, I was
would
good,
imagine,
man.
Yeah.
And I was making no money, but I didn't care. I was getting taken care of. It was kind of like a cult, wasn't it? Without I think about it.
Oh,
There's a cult on Netflix.
Really?
I watched a show on Netflix recently. It's called Dancing with the Devil. It's this guy, this Asian guy, a Korean guy. He started a Christian Korean church. And he started recruiting all these really like attractive girls from TikTok. So he
what's this guy's name?
I forget his name, but it was a really short documentary. It just came out on Netflix. I watched it. And this guy, the preaching that they had recordings of, just audio, was like, dude, it was bizarre. The stuff that he like, oh, naked body, ooh, it's not a big deal. Like he would say stuff like that, like really trying to minimize things. And he was preaching scripture with this too, like, or at least trying to. And
Yeah.
these girls, some of them are beautiful girls. He got them over there, and I guess this cult is still going on to this day. And it's mostly this family whose daughter will not talk to them anymore because they don't believe in the church. She'll go over there for like holidays and stuff and then go right back. And that's the only time they see him. I mean, that is kind of just, as I'm watching, I'm like, this is growing up. You gotta let your daughter go, whatever. She's doing whatever. Like, that's the same as if someone was a missionary or whatever. But at the same time, and they weren't Christians. I could tell the family themselves, like the mom and dad, they weren't Christians or anything. Not saying that, and I don't know anything about this church other than the weird stuff that they pointed out. But
Yeah.
this guy, I forget his name because it was such a short documentary, I missed it. Or I'm sure they said it. I was kind of half paying attention to it.
Asian guy by the chance.
He was an
was
Asian
he?
guy, yes. It was a
Okay,
it was
I
a
think I remember
Korean
this
Christian
dude.
church.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
so he was like, okay, you know how like the black church, they'll make like TD Jakes, we'll go back to him. He'll make movies. Like TD Jakes
Right.
there's some movies that he is in, like mostly urban movies, you know.
Sure.
And there'll be like, there are a lot of them. I don't know if you know that, but there's a lot of church movies that are like it's like the black church, and it'll be about a guy who strayed away from the Lord and he became like a pop singer. I watched one time. I watched the whole thing. He became a famous pop, like a secular artist, and women and all this stuff and alcohol. And then he comes back to his home church. He's like, y'all finna all right, I'm gonna stop. Y'all finna love my performance on Sunday.
Oh my gosh.
Anyways, he performs and he's singing like, I think, but the music in it is like, Lord, you are good and your mercy. It's like, oh yeah, I was getting down, man. I loved it. And anyways, there are movies like the TD Jakes makes, and anyways, this Korean guy, he was doing the same thing. He was making like Korean Christian movies, and it failed. It kept failing. All these different things that you would see in like the black church or whatever, that mostly, you know what I mean? You get what I mean.
Right.
Carmen,
No, I get what you're
I'll
saying,
say this,
yeah.
Carmen was a white guy and he did it. So you remember Carmen? Do you remember him?
He was on. Yeah.
Yo Kids.
Yes.
So anyways, this guy, he was trying anything he could to make some extra money, and he thought of this whole TikTok thing and getting girls over there, and it's really vague on what he was like producing videos for TikTok, and some of these like I mean, even really hot guys too. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. They're just like they're very talented dancers. And they were all recruited, and they had to live at this place with this guy, and like,
Sounds like Big Brother.
but what was weird was the one girl, like they interviewed her a little bit, and she's like, yeah, you know, I went there and they're talking about the Holy Spirit, and they laid hands on me and started speaking in tongues and all this stuff. So it was like, it sounded like he really was just blaspheming like the Holy Spirit and everything. And just for his own benefit, because the doctrine, I don't know what kind of doctrine he was preaching, but it was a bizarre documentary, man. It's worth watching. It's only like 3 parts, but
Yeah, send me a link.
Yeah, I will on Netflix. You got Netflix?
Netflix. Of course, I got Netflix.
Some people don't. Some people they don't like. They got Pure Flix.
Yeah, they got Borrowflix.
There's what was it? Back in the day, there was something called Guardian TV Guardian, and my grandparents had it. You would put it on your cable box, and it would filter out. It would filter out pretty much any cursing, and it would block it out, and it would have like a replacement word. It did that with movies and everything. If it was like a sex scene or something, it would just black out the screen or whatever. It was.
Sorry.
People were TV Guardian. It was like my church where I grew up. We would promote it from the pulpit every Sunday morning, like during announcements. If you want to buy TV Guardian,
TV Guardian. It connects right to your cable box. So bad.
it's wild, man. Well,
Yeah.
hey, we've been going a while, man. I know you're
Yeah,
probably.
I was gonna say I'm looking right now. It's been about 3 hours, I think.
Yeah, you're looking pretty out of it, man. I can tell.
Yeah, I'm like in and out between like the screen and like trying to contribute, but I really don't have anything to contribute.
Oh,
It
you're
feels,
good.
you know what it feels like? It feels like I'm listening to you doing a solo podcast. So like I'm like just kind of like doing what I usually do when I listen to your solo podcast. Like, oh yeah.
Kind of in and out. See, when I'm like that, when I'm like you right now, I'm already in bed. I can't do that because then I start tripping. I start literally hallucinating. Like, there's been times where I thought someone was playing my drums in my basement and I could hear it from upstairs.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, oh, dude, no. I've had that multiple times, so I'm like, you know what? And then I wake up and the lights are on. No, I need to be like in bed when I start to feel like, I don't know. It's weird. I can go for a long time, man. I used to drive a truck when I lived out in Youngstown. I used to be able to go all night. No problem. Just drink coffee, whatever. I'm weird, man. I'm weird.
Yeah, I think if I had more to contribute, then I think I'd be like on there with you.
More awake.
Like when I was playing my when I was playing my guitar, I felt like a second when I'm like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
And then like we started getting into it, and I was like, okay. And then I got my like little notification on my phone that was like, hey, it's 10:30, your bedtime.
On a Friday night.
Dude, hey.
I get it. You got a kid. You got kids. I get it.
Bro, yeah. She'll be up probably somewhere between like 6 and 7 tomorrow.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Well, you did put her. You put her down at what? 9 o'clock, 8:30 or 9.
Yeah. So like 9 o'clock. So you got 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. I mean that's like 9 or 10 hours. You know.
Yeah.
So pretty good time. But I'm gonna finish watching round 1 of the Stanley Cup. Or not the Stanley Cup, the NHL.
One of those
draft,
cups.
play a little bit of the guitar, yeah. But
yeah,
I
man.
had a good time, man. I had a good time chatting, and I'm glad that we got together on.
Yeah, dude, this was fun.
Here.
We're
It
gonna
was fun stuff, man.
Yeah, we finally got past. We're a little past that 3 hour mark. Well, once I edit things down, it'll probably be up about 3 hour long episode with Joey here. So awesome. Well, this was fun. Thanks again for coming on, man.
Yes, sir.
You have a good night and a good weekend.
Thanks, you too, brother. I'll chat at you soon. Take care, okay?
All right, man. You too. All right.
All right, peace.
All right, later. Hey, thanks again for joining us on Your Drive Home podcast. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the show. And also don't forget to follow us on all of our social medias. We will talk to you guys soon. Until then, drive safe.